Tom definitely hitting some real cool high notes there. And speaking of Tom, let's welcome him onto the panel. We have Tom, we got Mitch, and of course we got Dinko. Everyone looking fresh. Gentlemen, play 3 days where everything's on the line. Tom, let's start with you. You're hitting some real high notes there in that recap. Are you expecting more falsettos to be coming out of you? Unintentional ones, of course.
Probably. Let's be real. If I'm expecting normal plays within this region, I think then I truly have lost my mind. That's the moment where you can sort of start questioning whether or not I should be taken away. But yeah, we've got rid of some of the teams I wasn't as big a fan of. I might have said a few things which I probably shouldn't have said. But now we get down to teams that I'm fairly happy with most of them. Maybe not Invictus, but you know I've grown to love Checkmate. I think they're a great roster. I really like where this team are going. Vici have looked great. Tyloo still mental, but they're still winning most of their games. Tiger as well have started a bit slow, but come back to impress later on. I don't know. I'm actually looking forward to the next few days now that after gaming. Oh, go on. I salute you, Wang.
Wow, rude, Tom. Let's take a look at the standings, the final standings we had last Sunday, where we had to say goodbye to a few teams. There you have it. The top 6 teams. We have Tyloo, we got Vici, they're waiting in the upper bracket semifinals right now. And then, of course, the opening matchups are going to be between the Tigers, the Invictus Gamings, Checkmate, and, of course, Bren over there. Bren, a little bit of a surprise qualifying while we had the biggest upset, the biggest surprise of the tournament, which was Beyond Esports getting knocked out in the group stage itself. We had Sigma joining them, and then, of course, at the end, at the bottom over there, we had After Gaming and Huatsai were unfortunately able to get just the one win. Now, let's transition directly into the brackets, where we have 6 teams here. We're going to be playing for the RMR points, a prize pool, all of that, and there you have it. It's a nice, massive double elimination bracket. We even have a 5th place decider at the bottom there, because coming in 5th and 6th, there is a difference when it comes to the prize pool, although they're not going to be getting any RMR points. And the opening game of the day, it's going to be Invictus versus Checkmate, followed by Tiger versus Bren. The winners of those two games are going to be facing off against Tyloo and Vici. The usual 2 suspects, as we kind of expected, Mitch, are going to be waiting in the semis. That's Tyloo and Vici.
Yeah, I think the manner in which we got here is, well, it depends, expected and unexpected at the same time. There were some games that definitely didn't go according to plan for these teams, but in the end, they kept to the game plan. I think when you look at Tyloo and Vici, there's going to be an interesting matchup, probably in the upper bracket before we even reach the finals. But there are definitely teams that can punish them when it comes down to if they make mistakes. The problem I have is that coming into the playoffs, I really doubt that we're going to see, I really hope we're not going to see the same form from especially Tyloo that we did coming throughout the playoffs or the group stages, because they were playing very sloppy at times. And I think this is where they should be coming in turned up and ready to just smash players out.
Let's take a look at the RMR points that these teams have kind of accrued over 2 events so far. This is obviously the 3rd RMR event we have, and we have Tyloo on top over there. Vici coming in 2nd, Dinko. They haven't played a single finals yet. That just breaks my mind. And we, of course, have, Tiger. They won the 1st RMR. They had a kind of a disappointing showing in the 2nd one. Pal Summer, Beyond, who have the points. Unfortunately, they're out of the tournament. Invictus, though, they came in, they reached the finals of the only RMR event they played during the summer. And let's take a look very quickly at what they're going to be playing for in this event. Of course, we have a lot of money on the line as well. And of course, we have these RMR points over here. So, Dinko, I mean, there is a very real chance. I don't know, my math might be off here, but can Vici potentially get the win here? If they get on top, if Tyloo come in 3rd, is there a possibility of Vici coming out on top?
Well, they'd have to win, obviously.
True.
And coming into it, I don't know. I could, you've asked me to do some maths early in the day, and I've had 3 hours sleep, so
and get no points.
Yeah, you'd have to expect Tyloo to not perform at all, right? They're so far ahead. Vici not playing in the finals obviously going to hinder them, but they have had consistent top 4 places, right? They're always getting deeper into the tournaments, just not making the finals yet. They'd be hoping to try and change that coming into this one and get as many points as possible. And with obviously the major being cancelled, that should mean there should be more RMR events, which is good for Vici because it gives them a little bit more time to catch up, a few more events to get some more points under their belt. And Tyloo can't get comfortable, right? After this event, should have been locking in their spot heading into the major, but it's all opened up again.
Well, I mean, it is Tai Lu, it is Vici. Vici yet to beat Tai Lu. They played 13 series so far, and they're yet to break the curse. It kind of blows my mind.
Another one over the last couple of days, right?
Yeah, we had the Pro League finals where they lost more convincing. Let's take a look though at today's schedule. We will be seeing a little bit of Tai Lu action later on, but before that, we have these two teams facing off, these four teams rather. We have Invictus facing off against Checkmate. That should be, in my opinion, an exciting affair, Tom. And then, of course, later we have Tiger against Bren. Should be Tiger, I feel like, because they have looked fantastic, at least recently. They've had a pretty late resurgence. The Tai Lu are going to be playing the winner of the Invictus Checkmate game. Now, these are two teams. Invictus have disappointed, Tom. Now, you did touch upon it. They're a team who reached the finals of the previous RMR. They've looked very, very, I don't know, lacking. They have an upgrade in firepower bottle coming in, but they're no longer the team they were just a couple of months ago.
Yeah, they've had one of the weirdest tournaments probably of everybody here. Like, they lost to Vici. Fair enough. Then they were going through like 2-0ing, 2-1ing most teams, losing maps here and there. They were our standout worst team of the tournament, which is impressive considering how bad After are. And they lost to them 2-1. I have no idea how. I don't know if we entered an alternate timeline for a little bit. Like, there was something odd going on there. So they have been questionable. And even if you look at the qualifiers they've been playing recently, they've been dropping a map in every single one. So they're definitely not looking like that clean, convincing team that we've seen in the past. And unfortunately, I do think that's more down to the fact that some of their star performers have been a little bit lackluster. Like, I think Flying has actually had some pretty inconsistent matches, considering he's normally a standout star. And Viva could go from being the best player in the server to the worst player in the server in an hour, which it is ridiculous. I think their map pool is questionable. I think their map choices are questionable. And yet they're still one of the best teams in the tournament.
Which is kind of crazy. Like, they do swing quite extreme, Tom. But let's talk about a little bit more. Let's be a little bit more positive about one of the other teams. Checkmate, Mitch. They have impressed us. You can't deny that, right? They're a team who came out of nowhere. They qualified through the open qualifiers. We were bemoaning the fact that D13 didn't make it. We wouldn't be able to see Annihilation or score. But truth be told, Checkmate have looked better than D13 ever did. They play solid, fundamentally sound Counter-Strike. Yes, they've had hiccups here and there. They don't really have kind of like a star player standing out in the team. But as a whole, as a unit, they've been, in my opinion, one of the better teams so far in this event.
Yeah, I think Checkmate, obviously, when we look back over towards D13, that had me kind of pulling my hair at times with some of the plays they were making. But Annihilation was always so damn good to look at. Then Checkmate came in and they delivered us solid Counter-Strike start to finish. It was a very welcome surprise. I'll give you that for sure. And if anything, I think they've looked like a better team than Invictus from start to finish of this tournament, certainly when it comes down to consistency. So it's really impressive that these guys have, first of all, gotten to the stage where I think maybe 2 games in, we were saying, oh, these guys should make playoffs the way they're playing. And that's surprising because they were literally number 10 in my eyes coming into this tournament. So the reality is, for a team that have no backing, that have nothing, it's not like they're coming in with backed by a prestigious organization or they've got some insane names that we know and recognize. It's unbelievable that they've been able to do so much.
Mitch.
They have
16.
Exactly. Not only do they not have the massive names, they're even missing one of the guys from their team, and the standing they've gotten is unreal. Like, the amount, if anything, that just goes to highlight the level of skill that there is in these regions that we just don't get to see sometimes. And I'm really, really thankful that we've got, I mean, especially, I think Techno deserves every praise because he's been unreal, first of all. He didn't have a HLTV page before this tournament, but also what's impressed me the most is that this guy has actually been able to come in, and you think about a stand-in in this region, something you've said, Bless, something we've heard from players non-stop, was how we don't really have players coming in thinking of the team or thinking of support. You know, they just come in, they're like, well, if I get 30 kills, maybe Ty Lu will pick me up. It's that kind of attitude. Techno's come in, and we've seen them at times where it's like, he could go and get an extra kill. Hell, I put myself in his boots, and I'm like, I'm swinging around that corner, I'm looking for the final frag. And he sits there and he waits and flashes for his teammates or something. And they're not even his teammates. He's a stand-in. That's unbelievable.
I mean, technically they are his teammates, I guess. Yeah. But we do have these two teams did play earlier before, Denko, and it was a very close affair.
Yeah.
And the first two maps were very one-sided, but then Dust to 16-14, anything could have happened. Now, we have the map viewer ready, but before we bring that up, I just want to hypothesize, are Invictus going to pick Inferno again?
Well, if
that might break Tom.
Yeah, if they do, they're idiots. But I feel like they probably could. I mean, they've always gone towards that Inferno pick, no matter how many times they get beat on it. I hope Checkmate to smash them on the map if they decide to do it. I hope they punish them for it, because this is a map that we've always seen Checkmate play really well on. So you're giving them a free pick if Invictus come into this and pick up Inferno. You're giving Checkmate a huge advantage coming into the series. And I hope Checkmate learned from the previous matchup against Invictus. I think the problem there was the lack of firepower overall for the Checkmate team. I think we got to see Invictus just win too many BS rounds, right? Too many of these eco rounds, deagle rounds. These are the rounds that Invictus can win just based on their individual skills. So if Checkmate can learn coming into today from a couple of mistakes and the last time around, then if Invictus give them this Inferno pick, I have to favor Checkmate coming into this.
Let's see if that's going to be the case. We do have the map vetoes ready. I'm expecting Checkmate to just pick it. And there we go.
Yeah,
They're going to be picking Inferno. Yeah. Maybe. I think Checkmate had first pick, or else I feel like, Tom, I don't know about you, I feel like Invictus would have still gone for the Inferno pick. Map pool-wise, let's be real. Checkmate don't really have that deep a map pool, right? No. They're pretty solid on a few of these maps, but Invictus should, on paper, have the deeper map pool. Now, the question here for me is, why wasn't Nuke picked by Invictus? Because they did smash Checkmate 16-7 on it earlier during the group stage. And with Mirage getting picked, if I'm Checkmate, I'm feeling pretty comfortable looking at these three maps.
I think it's probably because Checkmate managed to beat Vici on Nuke the other day. So I think
true.
I think when that happens, you go, let's go for Mirage, where they lost 16-3 to Sigma. That's probably a safer bet. Like, in all honesty, like, Mirage is one of those maps that I just don't think works for Checkmate, because it is one of, if not the puggiest map in the whole map pool, and they just don't look comfortable on it. Their B site looks incredibly vulnerable. I don't think it's a map that works too well for Techno. One thing I will say is that they've evidently been able to adapt in different circumstances. As I said, you lose a map 16-7, that's Nuke, of course, to Invictus, and then beat Vici 16-10 on it. I'm not saying Vici played their best, but it was actually a very good display coming out from Checkmate. And they've pretty much shown that when they get the momentum behind them, they're a very, very good team. So I think there's a small chance they can at least make Mirage competitive, but ultimately, I think it's probably going to 3.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised, Mitch. And I'm just looking at the last result they had. And on Dust 2, for Invictus to beat Checkmate, it required Destroyer dropping a 30 bomb. He had 31 kills, Bottle and Flying at 24 and 27 apiece. So everyone kind of showed up. Shaosage and Viva was kind of quiet with 18 frags. On the other side of Checkmate, Rowe had 30 frags, but we saw Techno have one of the quietest games it seems we've seen from him so far. He had only 9 kills and 25 deaths in that matchup, and it was a 16-14 loss to Invictus. So if we do head to Dust 2, I don't know. I'm actually going to be favoring Checkmate a little bit here.
Yeah, I think I'm with you as well, because even the point of Destroyer getting 30 kills, that was where he was just playing like a lunatic. He was not respecting them, not playing actual Counter-Strike, and it can work for you. I'm surprised it worked as much as it did, honestly, but at a certain point, if they've looked back at the demo, if they've realized, okay, when we think fundamentally he will not push this angle, he's going to push that angle. If they just get ready for that and play a little bit slower, pump the brakes, I think Destroyer is going to get absolutely wrecked. And we've already seen teams start to adapt to that and be ready for his just wild play style. What I'll say as well is, you look at Inferno, this is a map where obviously Checkmate have previously beaten Invictus. They beat Vici. They beat Tai Lu. Like, obviously not convincingly, both of those were overtime games, but still, they have taken some gigantic scalps on this map. So there is no world in which you could come in. Like, okay, Invictus also beat Tai Lu here. But considering that head-to-head, considering how solid Checkmate have looked, I think they're almost guaranteed to at least get to a third map.
And speaking of Inferno, Denko, yes, Checkmate, they look great on it. They've taken, like Mitch just mentioned, have taken a lot of big scalps. It's also kind of helped out with the fact that Invictus have a terrible Inferno. Like, where would you say, where do you feel Invictus need to kind of like fix a couple of very crucial things for this map to be even a little bit competitive?
You want me to say the B bomb side, don't you, Blood? Because that is 100% the problem, both on the attacking side and the defensive side. Xiao Sage is a liability at the start of the round, just rushing up Banana on his own. I don't think he really understands what he's doing there, and it's a little bit unfortunate because he's the in-game leader and he's making the most mistakes. He's giving away his life so early on. He's really hindering the team from the get-go. And over on that CT side, the defensive side is questionable on the B-bomb side. They have a lot of mistakes in how they play that. I feel like that's just going to be exploited over and over again by Checkmate. They're a team that like to find your weaknesses more so than just bombarding you with aim ability, right? So I feel like this Checkmate team, they're going to be able to capitalize on the weakness from Invictus over on Inferno. But the issue I have when it comes to Invictus, they're just so damn inconsistent. It's hard to really place where they're at right now, right? Because you look at the last 5 matches, they're mostly wins. You know, you got 3 out of the 5 are wins, and the 2 losses they've had are against Bren and Huatsai, which just makes no sense when they have wins over Tyloo and D13. So this is definitely a difficult one to call for me. I think, you know, you could obviously... I'm going to have to go with Invictus. I think coming into this, they definitely have to show up in the playoffs. It's a different stage of the tournament. The better teams generally show up and play well. We've seen Invictus kind of shift up a gear as well when they hit the playoffs the last time around. So I'm just hoping that the better team overall prevails.
All right, it looks like I have word in my ear that there are a few technical issues here. Unfortunately, it is like that sometimes. It's all online Counter-Strike. So we're going to be going to a very quick break, and we'll be back very soon, hopefully with the game ready to go live. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we have everyone in the server right now, so we should be jumping in straight into the game very, very quickly. But before we do that, we, of course, have these three musketeers. We have Athos, Porthos, and Aramis. I don't know who Aramis is going to be here. I'm going to give it a Dinko because Aramis is a nice name. Yeah, there we go. But, gentlemen, very quickly, before we jump into the game here, we have a little bit of time to maybe give some predictions. And I feel like this is one of the games where, you know, it is up in the air, Tom.
Yeah, for sure. I think the first map, unless Invictus have fixed some major problems, is going to be a bit of a rough one. I think Mirage has to go Invictus, and then Dust 2's anyone's game. And I don't know. There's a part, my brain says that Invictus will probably win this, but I'm going to go with my heart, Blair. I'm going to say 2-1 to Checkmate. I do occasionally, depending on the situation.
Okay, 2-1 to Checkmate to the Mongolian guys, and it's going to be a big upset to pull this off. After all, it is the playoffs, right, Mitch? Every team has two opportunities, and getting through to the, to facing off against Tyloo, that's a big win already for the Mongolians. If it does happen, are you, however, going to be siding with Tom's heart?
Well, we know Tom usually thinks with his head. I usually think with my heart. Dinko. So anyways, I think it's going to be Checkmate. I can see Checkmate taking this one. I believe in them. I want them to take it across the line.
All right, I do believe the game's live, though, gentlemen. But thank you once again, Tom, Mitch. I'll catch you guys off of the map. But jumping into this map is going to be, of course, myself and Dinko bringing you guys all the action. Dinko, very quickly, predictions.
Just having a quick think, blah, and I'm going to go with Invictus. I think they're going to win 2-1. I think Inferno could potentially go in favor of Checkmate. I'm just going to have to go with Invictus looking rough over the past couple of games, even against Bren, right? Okay. It's just not looking so great for them right now. So 2-1 for Invictus. I think they're going to be able to pull it off coming into the playoffs.
Let's see if that does take place. I'm going to go the way of our Mongolian boys. I think Checkmate have what it takes to take it, although I do believe it's going to come down all the way to map number 3 on Dust 2, as we do have a fast play taking place towards V. Xiao Sage holding the line, doing a lot of damage. Dinko, he finds a kill, and look at Kaz on 3 HP. Bob's going to jump out. That's a very ballsy play. I'm not sure about that. What's going on? They're shooting each other, and that smoke is probably the worst CD smoke I've ever seen so far. But it's Roll left alone in a 1v2, and a peek comes in. Viva just denies a plan from taking place. What is that smoke from Checkmate? That was atrocious.
What is that pistol round? Overall,
I don't know.
If that's round 1 of the playoffs, Blair. Goddamn, we're in for some crazy Counter-Strike. That was pretty chaotic. Well, that smoke for the CT cross was utterly terrible. I don't know if I don't know how that was set up that way. Maybe a player blocked it in spawn on the defensive side.
The gap was larger than what the smoke was blocking.
Yeah.
Ludicrous, but ooh. No plan, though. And that means this force buy, it's going to be a little rough, right? You could have potentially seen a couple of Galils being purchased by the Mongolians, but, well, the Tech-9's going to do the work. Kaz going to catch flying with his pants down.
Yeah, a good start coming from Checkmate. I don't really know if that's a good idea from Flying to go to the apartments early on against a potential force buy. He's a player that is considered quite stale on this defensive side. I think of it towards that A-bomb site. And we always put the pressure on B being the weakness here from Invictus, but I also feel like that A-bomb site is actually a little bit weak and predictable, especially underutilizing Flying. And we talk about him being the star of this team. And if you're going to underutilize him on the defensive side of Inferno, well, I feel like you're just missing out. I don't think you should have Flying as an A anchor. It just doesn't make sense to me. So hopefully they work that out at some point, but it is going to be Checkmate setting up for an A-bomb site hit with the pistol. Smoke goes in towards the long side. We discussed a big performance from Destroyer, winning Dust 2 for them a while ago against Checkmate the last time these two teams faced. Well, he's had some extremely quiet performances on Inferno. We're going to have to see him step up. Bottle swinging out to the open. Row taking his head right off. That's 2 pushes now that Bottle's made in this game so far. We've played 2 rounds, and it's Destroyer stepping up. Big plays from him, and shouts out Gay's getting assist with a double kill. Blitz trying his best. He's pulled it into a 1v1 play. 18 seconds to bring that bomb back into the site. He's going to get it planted, and now 1v1 between Blitz and Viva to get this playoffs off to a lightning fast start. And, well, Blitz turns his attentions back over towards short. This is perfect from him. He's got such a good position. Comes down to whether or not Viva spots him, and he plays that to perfection. Viva making it work for Invictus. 2-0 up, but not clean whatsoever. They hemorrhage 4 players. They concede a bomb plant. that's exactly what, not exactly what Checkmate will be happy with, but it'd be happy enough. They were so close to the round win, just not able to pull it off in the 1v1.
They're going to go for the buy here is the question, right? Blitz has got money. He's going to go for the AK buy. You can have a couple of AKs being dropped or just a Galil's being purchased throughout. And that's exactly what we're going to be seeing, Dinko. 4 Galils, the AK-47. They know they have for just getting broken economy-wise. And I'm sure Invictus, the Chinese side, are going to be aware of that as well. A couple of MP9s are going to be coming out. 3 M4, so quite a bit of utility as well. But like you said, that previous round was very expensive, all starting off with that kill towards apartments. And now, if you look at the weaponry, you might even favor Checkmate, you know? Galil's, not necessarily an upgrade over the M4s, but 4 Galil's and an AK against 3 rifles, I'll take that. Oh, this is much better from Checkmate, though. The aggression down Banana. Smoke, though, I think there's a bit of a gap, but at least they have kind of taken Banana control away from Checkmate. First time we've seen that happen so far in these... in this map, although it's still very, very early days, as bracket control will be taken. But Xiao Sage finds Row. No trades yet for the side of Checkmate.
Yeah, Blitz coming up through short. He's got decent positioning to try and figure this one out. Destroy's just playing on default. I'm liking this from Invictus. They have 2 polar opposite approaches to the defense on each side of the map. Proactiveness over towards B, and a much more passive setup in this A bomb side, denying anything to Checkmate. Other than space, they do have a good bit of space over towards the safe bomb site now, with Blitz all the way up towards short. You've got Destroyer still stuck on default, has not peaked yet. So with 43 seconds left, Checkmate are going to be gathering their forces in towards this B bomb site. They're a man down. They've got a player rotated over it. Viva just close by to the archway. And this A site looking to be the final approach to the T side. Hawk getting the first kill. Destroyer now trying to anchor. It's Bottle that's got a double. And now Destroyer repositions inside of the site. What a huge round from Bottle. Getting 3 kills. And now it's just Techno and he goes down as well. A good start from Invictus Gaming. Coming into the playoffs, they've tightened the ship up. I think we're starting to see a lot less mistakes come in, even though it's early on. And that's a good first sort of gun round approach from Invictus. That's what we're going to see. I'm going to be pretty happy.
Yeah, that's much better from the first couple of rounds here. And again, great hole from Bottle there. Destroyer actually not having to do anything. He just had to stay alive, using the smoke, and Bottle almost getting the 4K. And yeah, great stuff from Invictus. They stave off a potential eco round. And with that, Checkmate will finally have to go with, not really an eco, a few upgraded pistols, but they're going to be keeping some cash in the bank for the next round. And for Invictus, a good opportunity to get off to a 4-0 start, as Viva's going to open things up, flying. A little fortunate to escape intact. I like this from Invictus. This is much better, the way they're taking this banana control, setting up Xiao Sage aggressively.
Yeah, this is much better
B-hole from what we've seen from them in the past, especially on Inferno. As Destroyer finds another kill, so 1 by 1 Checkmate fall, and no trades yet. Well, I say that, and Hawk's going to find Viva.
Yeah, and Xiao Sage, another kill though, onto Row. Blitz take it down as well. Just the 1 kill for Checkmate in this round so far, and Hawk will be looking a little bit more. I have to say, I do enjoy Hawk's hair. It is pretty slick. It's looking good. Let's see if we can match up with the kills.
If only had like a middle partition, it would be a little bit more like a Hawk. Although, if it comes down to the hair game, the one team who has the best hair in the entire tournament was Beyond.
Yeah,
unfortunately, they're no longer in the tournament.
STK, obviously, with the best hair.
He's got the best, but everyone's got close second, right? It's like fantastic. I'm like, how does your hair look so fantastic? Like, man.
Like Grobler, just gotta fire some stuff in there. There we go.
Some stuff. All right. Well, the first full-fledged buy for the side of Checkmate, 5 AKs, a lot of utility as well. Again, reminding all the viewers that for a change, Invictus not picking Inferno, but Checkmate going with it. It's their best map by far.
I don't know. I feel like Invictus is probably going to pick Inferno anyway. I feel like they probably would have done that, but you don't want to make that risk if you're Checkmate, right? You don't want to let it slide because you feel like, okay, Invictus, we banged them out last time. Maybe they just think twice about Inferno. Maybe they think we're trying to float it. But I think it kind of works out poorly for Checkmate. I think they kind of get a little bit unlucky that they were to pick first. I feel like if Invictus were the team to pick first, they would have probably ended up picking Inferno. That would have given a free pick over to Checkmate.
I feel like that's also like something which is a weakness for the side of Checkmate, right? The map pool despite having impressed us quite a bit, it's still not that great. Their Inferno is absolutely fantastic. That's one thing we know. We know they can play Nuke. The fact that they just thrashed Vici in the group stage.
They also got beat 16-7 on Nuke by Invictus. So it's like...
What is that smoke towards CT again?
Yeah, they don't know how to smoke CT, blah.
Xiaosage,
I don't know if Xiaosage actually blocked it. Maybe he did. Maybe he sees the smokes coming in. I mean, that would be a reasonable explanation. I didn't see, but that's just my theory behind how that's failed twice now, because surely you cannot feel CT smoke that bad at Inferno. Well, a big peek from Xiaosage. Probably should have got one kill there, but it goes down to Blitz. Another pressure really coming into this attacking side. Destroyer, get out of there. Get out of there. He goes back into the ruins. Now Viva, the anchor, stuck in dark, takes one kill onto Hawk. And while it's enough to scare off the attack, as they're going onto the A bomb side. They've worked this out. It was all a ruse here on this B bomb site. And Bottle, he'll be trying his best. Viva tries to take banana control back. He's caught off, and that's just a brilliant round from Checkmate. As the distraction attack coming into the B bomb site's playing out, they're walking into A. And I don't know how they took it so easily, Bly. I didn't quite see on the minimap, but they just walked onto the site.
I mean, you can take a look at the minimap there, and there was only one player to find inside of the pit, and it is, I do believe it was Flying, right?
Yeah, man. But
and yeah, one kill, that's all they needed. There's nothing else utilized. You can even see the utility being used there. They didn't use any utility on that A bomb site. Take a look at the minimap, ladies and gentlemen, as PGL have very nicely done. You see the flashbangs and nades being used. Nothing used by the T's towards A. They walked in, went for the contact play, got the one kill towards the player playing pit, which I do believe was Flying, and boom, there you have it, round done and dusted.
Yeah, how's Flying not doing more there though? You're putting the star player in the pit. You're already sacrificing so much from him. He's only available in the rounds that they attack A at that point, or on the retake to the B bomb site. So you're already sacrificing a lot. And if you're gonna put him in the pit and that's what you're sacrificing, you better hope that he shows up when they attack A, because then he's just not gonna be useful at all. If he's not getting those kills when they're attacking the A bomb site as the anchor, well, what's the point in having him on A?
Well, one thing that Invictus have been doing a very good job of is getting this early banana control, right? So they can easily send a couple of players towards A, but it's just going to be one. And again, the contact play. Again, Flying's going to fall, but at least this time around, they're two CTs. That's a lot of damage being dealt by the nade. Destroyer spraying them down. He finds a double, Bottle with a double, and Kaz now left alone. He can't cut out the rotation. He can catch a player, and that is going to be Xiaosage found out, but now his position compromised. He's got to retrieve the bomb. Unfortunately, the flank is on Dinko, and Viva is going to end him. That was a solid hole. Again, Bottle and Destroyer putting in some pretty good work on that A bomb site.
Yeah, I think Bottles actually had such a strong start here. I feel like coming into this tournament, he was a little bit quiet. He wasn't really hitting the numbers I was hoping for immediately, but I guess he just wasn't match fit, because as these games have gone on, he has had some standout performances for Invictus. I remember back to a train performance where he single-handedly carried them through the map win. I feel like Bottle has definitely started to get more comfortable in this. And so therefore, you know, we have seen an immediate drop-off from Invictus after getting Bottle in. But it's not a bad performance from Bottle. So you look at that, you can't really say it's just the one player, right? It doesn't fully add up. So then you need to consider the other problems that Invictus have had, and honestly, it's just been too many mistakes, and their approach, they're just not they're very linear. They don't really have any fallback plans. It's plan A and that's it, and that was not working for a lot of the group stages. But I feel like this is a different Invictus. They've shown up, they're making less mistakes. A lot of their setups make a lot more sense. But what I want to see is that they keep that up. They don't get overconfident and end up making too many mistakes, and that's good. Viva taking down Techno, isolating the one player in Banana using that one smoke. That allows for a 2v1 fight. So even if Viva's to go down there, Xiaosage should trade.
Yeah, Invictus is doing just such a good job with his banana control early on, and that is the first time we've seen Checkmate try and do something, sending in Techno there. Oh no, Destroyer. What? Oh, stands in the flames. Now they know where he is, and he will have to, well, kind of use that smoke. Kaz not going to be pushing up, but yeah, they won't be expecting two players here though. Destroyer's doing a good job apart from stepping into the flames early on there.
And also getting shots at Gay to rattle a couple of bullets off, right? Because you got to try and focus down that archway if they are to come through that smoke. They won't be checking Destroyer's position. I think shots at Gay probably has to do a little bit more of a bait job here. Needs a couple more shots to be picked up. But he's going to start running back archway, and Destroyer's going to go down. This is starting to really crumble now. This attacking side, they figured it out. They've slowed it right down. They've got that pick back. And it comes down to this archway fight. Shao Sergei holding the cross. Going to spray, but it goes down. And now that opens up an avenue to the B bomb site if they decide to go that. And Flying, well, he has to step up in the pit. That's the bomb down. And Flying can smoke off. He can just play the time, play the pressure in the pit. But he gets overrun. Blitz takes him down. Flying definitely needs to do more of that. And that'll be the round lost from Invictus. It all just went so wrong in that archway cubby battle. I feel like Shao Sergei, he did an initial good job at bidding, but I feel like falling back at that point is a little bit dumb from him. I don't feel like it's needed. I feel like he needs to do more if that bait and switch setup is something they're committing to.
Yeah, even the final two players, they're like peeking out. There was a little bit of TK as well, a little bit of team damage, both of them lining up kind of.
Yeah, low time on the clock, and you just got to play the pit.
I'm not sure why they had to go for the play, right? They were playing the pit. You had to play it in pit. You had to play it towards many pit. Just hold on, right? The Checkmate just forced Checkmate to make mistakes with the time kind of running out. And also felt like Viva took too long to rotate. I know he was paranoid. It could be probably like a B flank coming in, considering the lost Shao Sergei. But yeah, that was, I feel like Invictus making the errors and making it work for Checkmate, because Checkmate didn't do anything crazy. They're just going for the contact plays, looking for contact deals, even losing a player early towards Banana. So Invictus aren't really going to be happy with that round, Dinko. And finally, it took a while, but finally the money seems to be broken.
Yeah, it took a little while, but, you know, they have the one hero AK here for Viva. I feel like that those early rounds where Invictus hemorrhaged too many players, and there's a couple more rounds after that that end up dropping a few players they probably shouldn't have. That's definitely led to this point where Invictus, okay, they've won. They've been 5-1 up. They won so many important rounds for them, but they still lost too many players. And Viva, they're going to try and play off of him. They're going to boost him up on top of the half wall. He takes that early kill onto Row. And the man advantage picked up for Invictus. Viva very close to falling down himself. But this A bomb site, it's pretty much a non-factor. If they go A right now, they've lost the round. And they just have Bottle over here with a Deagle who has to go absolutely huge. And if they just smoke him off, that should be the round one. Rotations coming in thick and fast, though. They're going to try and filter into this A-bomb, start trying to get the defense in quickly. And they've actually managed to get over here in Time Blast. So now there's a real chance that this could work out for Invictus. They're going to peek out into the open. Bottle not able to make anything work. And he goes back to the site where he will lose his head to the hands of Hawk. And running right through that smoke. Another gap to play with. Shouts again, and the AK gets a double. And now it's just Hawk left alone in a 1v3. This is a round you cannot afford to lose if you're with Checkmate. And Hawk, he's got 19 HP, low HP on the last two remaining players, and a headshot onto Viva through the smoke wall as well. And the headshot, what a clutch! Hawk shows up, saves the day for Checkmate, and a 4K delivered for the Mongolian side. That was almost a nightmare, but Hawk wakes up from it.
Take a bow, Hawk. You just saved his team there. There was no way he should have been winning that round, considering how low he was. Again, like, I gotta give credit to Invictus, the way they use that hero AK, swapping hands, Shao Sergei with a double kill, Viva opening it up. I have no idea how Hawk managed to pull that off, but that clutch could come in real handy later in this map if things do get a little close. The buy coming in again for Invictus is not that great, but for the first time, we do see an AWP in the hands of Mr. Viva, and it's gonna be Kaz. Almost call him Kaze. They're falling to kind of almost like a dry peak from Viva there. The flashbang not really affecting him much. And that's a good early start considering the weaponry they have. 2 MP9s, a lack of utility as well. Just 3 smokes and 1 flashbang for the CD side. We don't see a single kit either. So retakes are going to be a pain. And on the B bomb side, Dinko, they have the one singular smoke in the hands of Mr. Bottle. Apart from that, they're going to have to go for the duels. They have to win these duels.
Well, smoke execute coming in from Checkmate. They'll charge down into the side. Shouts okay, needs one, and he's got that. Probably wanted a little bit more. Bottle only getting the 1 kill as well. They still have the man advantage thanks to the early pick from Viva, but now a 2v3 retake scenario. There's no kit available here for Invictus. They have to go in and find these kills very quickly. 2 smokes, 1 flashbang, and Blitz might just do it to them. Here back in Banana, Destroy going down. Molotov positioned towards the ruins. This is starting to look more and more unlikely as the seconds tick on. 19 seconds now on that timer to get back into the site. They have to move very quickly. Flying needs this kill. It's Viva that's picked it up, and now Techno on 2 HP, stuck behind the site, looking for the clutch on his own, and he's gonna go down. No kit, no time. They've lost the round, and it's gonna be Checkmate on 4.
Yeah, just the 2 seconds that he needed, considering how low he was. Doing a good job just staying alive there. And Checkmate, yeah. Scrappy round wins Dinko, but as long as they get the rounds, they're going to be happy with it. Again, got to bring up the fact that Invictus' T side is something which has been, I might even say, worse than the CT side. Although they've had a good start here, but slowly they are kind of hemorrhaging rounds, which they really shouldn't be. And things are starting to look a little bit better for the Mongolian side, considering what a lopsided start to the game it was. It was 5-1 for Invictus. Yes, with the caveat that a couple of rounds are very, very close, but here we go. Another buy for the Invictus side. Again, weaponry not that great. MP9s galore, and AK and the AWP salvage from the previous round. And with Checkmate as well, if you look at the cash, it's still not that great right now. And it's going to be once more this banana control, which has been fantastic so far for Invictus. And this time around, though, Xiao Sage is going to find nothing, Dinko. Ro's going to just clothesline him with the AK-47, and now Viva left alone. Smoke's going to dissipate. He knows where one player is, and he's going to land, well, not really a flick, a little bit of movement of his wrist there, and Ro's going to fall. I feel that was unnecessary from Ro. He could have waited for a flash or maybe a smoke for his teammate for him to make his escape, but man advantage neutralized by Viva.
Flying in the pit. Yeah, it's been very quiet, 3 and 7. I want to see him light up the scoreboard. He's taking down Kaz. This is a good start for Invictus, and we're Flying playing with a gap in the smoke. Oh my god, what is happening to Flying? This is not the same player we're used to seeing, but luckily Bottle showing up, Destroyer as well. This A bomb site has literally been Bottle and Destroyer. Flying has been a non-factor on the server so far, and that's just nothing normal. That this is nothing we expect out of Flying. It's so weird, Blood.
It's I guess it's just the way Invictus play, right? If Destroyer's going to have a good day, if Destroyer and Bottle are going to have a good day, Flying's like, yeah, I got to give them a chance. I can't just, like, you know, keep fragging them as well. Or else, let's be real, if Flying is playing at his usual level, this A-bomb side is going to be impregnable at this point, right? There's no way they're going to take it with the way Bottle and Destroyer have been playing as well. So maybe he's just trying to make things a little bit more interesting, Dinko. But Destroyer here's a lot of players charging out. He's going to be hunted down. The nade doing a lot of damage, and Bottle good for 2. He's finally going to get mowed down. Flying, he switched up his position this time around. Dinko is going to be playing from the graveyard. Flashbang's going to blind him. Is he going to get checked, though? Yes, he is. And he's getting shot from every direction, but he's at least going to find one. It was a low player in Techno. And Destroyer and Xiao Sage come in to mop up the remaining pieces. Invictus, they get a 7. For Checkmate, well, they're once more down to just the pistols.
I feel like Invictus are edging out these important rounds. You know, they'll decide the fate of this half. There was a lot of rounds that were up for grabs. There were a lot of rounds that could have turned the tides here. It could be Checkmate heading into the lead, or at least grabbing some sort of control on this T side. But they've lost some very crucial moments. They've put Invictus 7-4 up on the scoreboard, likely to be 8 rounds now on the defensive side. And well, this banana question, this is a kind of round I don't agree with it, Blair. I feel like you're going up against the lower tier guns. You can't just rush banana every round. You got to try and figure out
it's the same thing every single time.
Yeah, it's just straight up one player runs down, the other covers from car. And it's just the same thing. And that's why I talk about them being such a linear team, right? There's plan A, and that's it. You know, there's nothing else. Just do the same thing over and over again.
I guess you don't really need plan B if plan A is working, Dinko. But yeah, I agree with you. At this point, Checkmate have figured out exactly what Invictus is doing towards the banana area, right? They have a player. And you know what? I'm okay with that angle Viva or Xiao Sage keeps clearing out, but a flashbang would really help, you know? It's not like Checkmate have 2 players there as they come walking towards A. Oh, I thought they would line up for him, but Destroyer position known, but it's going to land the shot, and Hawk's going to be left alone. Like an eagle, or rather Hawk, is going to try to, well, just jump on out, Flying screeching through, but Flying shuts him down. Pretty comfortable eco mop-up coming out from Invictus as they now extend their lead 8-4. So we have 3 more rounds remaining in this first half, and things starting to stabilize a little bit here for the CT side, Dinko. It was looking kind of very back and forth after Checkmate mounted that mini comeback, so to speak, considering it was 5-1 earlier. But Invictus seems to have kind of stabilized things.
Yeah, they grabbed control of those scrappy rounds where the economy was up in the air and questions were being asked of whether or not Invictus CT side was going to be consistently good. I still feel like if it's a different team, your Checkmate should be able to actually punish this aggression. This should not be working out, okay? Fever just continues to spray in time. Magazine through the smoke and catches the headshot onto Kaz as well, just as the bullets exit the mag. And that is just very unfortunate for Checkmate. They've lost 2 players early into this round, and that might just be enough to cost in this round. There's absolutely no way I see them coming back into this. And we'll destroy. He's got another kill. He's just gapped through the smoke, takes down Row. It's Blitz and Hawk, and they just can't go towards B. That's a big hole from Viva.
I don't even know what to say there. That is just so insane. But Blitz with a wide swing. He finds both of them. He finds both of them alone. Barely takes any damage. And suddenly this B bomb site, Dinko. It is exposed. We don't see the radar if it's for you guys. But he finds another one. Perfect flashbang. It's a 5v2, Dinko. It's a 5v2. And somehow they manage to turn it around. And Blitz is going for the ace. A 4K for him. Invictus, what have you done? How does this falling apart? And now Bottle, he's got everything to do. Well, Blitz, finally a missed shot from him. It's still very winnable for Bottle, but this is looking impossible. The ace doesn't take place. Somehow the bullet doesn't land. Ooh. But all Hawk has to do is play the time. Bottle, he's got the health to work with. He's clearing out the close angles and knows. He has an idea where the player is. How? But Hawk with the perfect timing on the peak. How, you say, Dinko? I don't know. But Blitz, he just blitzkrieged his way into the B-bomb side and snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. There was no way they should have won that round.
Invictus, why? Why do you do this? They literally get 3 kills off the start of the round, Blair, and they still lose. Why are you still peeking Banana? Just screw it. Have one player, but don't have the other up on that. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Invictus are confusing, and well, we'll see if they can recover in this round. Destroyer, peeking down in towards middle early on with the AWP. He's going to fall back. And hit 5, well, Checkmate have been gifted a round that should have been the 9th for Invictus. Likely 10 rounds. Shouts at Gay, though, getting off to a good start. I'm not going to say it's looking good for Invictus, because who knows at this point, Blair. It could change completely within the next 10 seconds.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it yet, Dinko. After the previous round, a 5v2, yeah, I'm not gonna make any predictions. We do have a little bit of technical issue, ladies and gentlemen, on the server side, so we don't have any radar. Hopefully that should be fixed very, very quickly. A nice play. Destroyer's dead. He's dead. And his Bottle does something, and he does something spectacular. He finds a double. Destroyer's still missing shots. He's trapped in a corner, and he makes his escape. 20 HP. Shaosagi on 30. Viva on 22. And Dinko, if this hit's going to be coming in towards A, which I do believe it is, because even I don't have any radar, unless Hawk, he's on an excursion towards B. It's still a 4v2. But considering how low the players are, I feel like they have a very good chance of bringing this one back. Do Checkmate. But still, 30 seconds on the clock. They need to make a little bit of haste here.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult to win. I guess the low HP players can be something you look at, but with 19 seconds, you kind of hope Viva just grabs this info and then delays. That's all he needs to do, is just delay this push. And well, Shasuke's gone down. Now the rotation having to come in from Invictus on the other end of the map. You can see through the X-ray, 2 players now charging down middle. They've conceded the bomb site. And now they've just given themselves the most difficult task. They've just given themselves a 2v3 retake of this B bomb site with limited utility, no Molotovs, no HE grenades, and 2 players are on 22 and 20 HP. You've got to pull this off now, Invictus. If you've decided to let this slide and play for the retake, you have to get these kills, and Flying's going to get the opening. He goes down in towards the barbecue, goes down though, and Hawk now looking to win the clutch. A 1v1 up against Viva, and he pulled it off. Invictus, yet again, an unlosable round, and they just defy the odds.
Is that a second 1v3 for Hawk in a game? That's just nuts. That shouldn't be happening. But
how are you letting... Right, okay, I just want to point out, I said Viva's going to gather the info and delay. He gathers the info and does nothing. He just falls back and hides art. Why are you just hiding coffins? You have 19 seconds. Just... your teammates are so far away. You need to get it. I don't know. I don't know how you play that one if you're Viva. I think you just need to take at least one kill there. You've got a good position.
I think you need to take a deep breath, Dinko. It's too early in the day. I can't lose you yet. I can't do this all on my own.
Half one of the playoffs. And what, bro? Invictus, you know, this was looking like a real good half for them. This was looking like 10-5, 11-4 maybe.
11-4, yeah.
How have they screwed this up?
I don't know. Oh my lord in heaven. Bottled out. Well, he's gonna get a little bit of a jiggle peek there, and he's trying to set up the bait for his teammate, but they will... Oh, stop blocking it! Alright, Chosage, he's safe. He's safe, Nico. He's safe. It's still 4v5, as they didn't lose Destroyer.
There's a gap in the smoke. And there, okay, there we go.
And look at the flank. Look at the flank taking place from behind. Viva is already behind them. Is going to find another one. How are they going to win this round, Dinko? How have they won this round? With just the Deagles and the Mr. Cheese and Bottle comes flying around the corner, running the AP and Invictus around that. Well, they shouldn't have won. They won. I guess it all kind of balances out in the end, Dinko. They lose the rounds they shouldn't be losing, and they win the rounds they have no business winning.
Invictus Gaming.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Yeah. Well, balanced. I don't know about perfectly. Yeah, this is a team that just confused me, blah. We were giving them a lot of praise to how they approached the CT setup differently. I still think, for the most part, it was much better. Still have a lot of problems with it. It comes in the late round when they're ahead. And also how they underutilized flying. He's got 7 kills right now.
Well,
and he's dead. Yeah.
Okay, what a shot from Blitz there. Just plucks flying.
Oh, no, 1 by 1? Hello?
Please don't peek in 1 by 1. This crossfire could be good, though. They're lining up for Blitz, and he's gonna find 2, 3, 4. Everyone gets taken down at Blitz. The ace will be denied by Kaz, but oh my, what a hole from Mr. Blitz.
Yeah, what a hole from Blitz. You know, it starts things off well with that initial kill, and then just shuts them down as they run into the A bomb site. Makes it look so incredibly easy. We're going to see it again here. This was just a sick hold. The initial kill, then they all line up. Just continues firing shots. This was sick. And yeah, just a fantastic hold that runs out of ammo, so unfortunately can't get the hits, but nonetheless, impressive pistol round. You're gonna see the Julies in action as well. But that's an important pistol for Checkmate. They're gonna be picking this one up. A good start for them.
Indeed. Well, we do just reminding everyone, not reminding everyone, just pointing out the fact that we are very much aware, ladies and gentlemen, that there is a lack of a minimap, a little bit of server issue. Is what
makes it more fun. It's like hardcore mode. Just figure out what's going on.
They've lost mode at B! They've lost mode at B! Okay. Go. Oh no, I can't see the minimap, so I don't know the rotations in, but there's no one at the B bomb site for sure.
I have to say, there's still players sitting on A. I mean, you take a look at your money. Oh, yeah, you gotta save here, guys. You gotta save here. Don't even go for this. Don't lose that M4. Bomb's not down yet.
It's wait.
What? Invictus? Hello?
Are they going back A?
No.
No, please don't. I think they're picking up the bomb. I think the bomb is dropped towards spawn.
So they're bringing it over. Yeah, this could be a little bit messy. Do they have a smoker? They do him flying. He has it in his hand, so I'm assuming that's going to go down for CT cross, and yeah, it is. So that could have been the only problem is if Kaz can somehow just shut them down here with 2 players on the cross or something, but it seems like it should be okay for Invictus now. If I'm Kaz, I'm falling back from this. I'm not fancying my chances in this scenario. Takes a long time for that bomb to go down, but Kaz, you're really walking into the lion's den right now. This is not the best decision with that M4, especially because you're going to the next round with absolutely nothing. Gonna try and do some damage to this economy. Shouts like Kaz taking down his teammate. Now Kaz is just going to go down as well. Don't really agree with that. 10-7, Invictus, well, answer right back after the pistol loss. I get so double figures.
Well, 10-7. It has been kind of a topsy-turvy game. This is like casting in hard mode, like not seeing the minimap. This looks like my thing's frozen for a bit, but no, there we go. Everything's fine. Yeah, Checkmate. They win a clinical pistol round, and then they lose every gun they had there. Invictus just stealing the round away. There we go. Minimap's back, ladies and gentlemen. It's I was actually watching a few old 1.6 VODs the other night, Dinko, and just for, you know, nostalgia's sake. I'm like, yeah, I want to watch this. Yeah, I want to watch MTW versus Fnatic, a famous 2008 map on Train. And there was no X-ray back then, and I just realized how hard it was to like really follow what's going on with the action. And back then, we didn't even have the option of having X-rays, and we were just used to it. And now I feel like we've been spoiled with the X-rays and the minimap and everything. But here we go. Jumping into round number 18, we have pistols. For the side of Checkmate, Deagles galore. Kaz, just with the Deagle, hasn't purchased any armor. He wants, I do believe he wants to be looking to wield at AWP the earliest opportunity he gets, as Viva's going to find Hawk. So this should be a clean run for Invictus. The lack of any utility is going to be quite painful as well from the CD side. And one by one, they go peeking into the M4, and yeah, there you have it. Very, very clean opening kills going the way of the Chinese side.
As oh, it's back. It was shortly gone, but it is back. And Bolt has taken down Blitz. That's a good kill coming in as well here on this A-bomb side. That completely removes any of the defensive plays here and gets rid of any chances of antics coming in from Checkmate. So we're looking at 11-7. We're looking at an Invictus starting to grab control of this. And some very important rounds coming up here for Checkmate in the next few. The next round, they're not going to have anything blood. They decided to go for the investment in this one, and it hasn't paid off. And so we look into the next round, and this is where it should be a 12th round for Invictus. That'll put them 4 away from winning Inferno. And just a little reminder for everybody at home, this is not Invictus' map pick. This is Checkmate showing up within a pick here on Inferno. And, well, Techno,
what are you doing?
A good amount of damage there. That is not exactly the smartest plays from Invictus, but... Techno, there's a rifle in front of you. There's an AK-47 as well. And alongside the player, that's not bad from Techno. He gets 2 kills and an AK-47 into the next round.
Gives us a surprise. No one is able to kill him there, but good work from Techno to at least retrieve that AK-47, although it's still going to be an eco. They're going to be tossing around the pistols, you know, pistols for the players without any Kevlar, and the rifles for the 2 players with some Kevlar to speak of. It's going to be Ro and Techno wielding the AK and the MP9 respectively. I have a smoke as well, a flash, a couple of smokes and a flash. Something they can work with. Okay. Well,
it feels like
works.
this is the CT side reversed. This is exactly what they were doing on the CT side of that. But
what is a smoke?
We've seen this smoke, I think 3 or 4 times. I mean,
I've never failed smokes in a map, especially in a map like Inferno, where, I mean, these aren't hard smokes, guys. These are pretty easy.
It's pretty ridiculous. Well, shots to Gate flying, wrecking them. Now it's Hawk left alone into a 1 versus 5. And with 1 minute and 3 seconds left, it's going to be a long save from Hawk. And that's what he decides to do. Or we can just run over towards Banana, try and take a few players down. I almost feel like that's probably the better idea here, because obviously there's nothing of value to save on over. And you want to try and keep that economy modest on the T side. You know, because of Techno taking a couple of players down in the previous, there's a few of no money left. Destroyer on $50. 2,700 for Shouts Gay. I mean, the money's not well built up here at all for Invictus, so he can find something that would be huge, but it's looking unlikely at the moment. But 12-7, 4 rounds away from victory, and an incredibly important round coming up here for Checkmate into this next one. They lose this blood, I'm starting to worry. I just start to worry massively for them here in Inferno.
Yeah, if Invictus are able to take this map, I fear it's going to be 2-0. Right? Like, that's one thing we said. If it heads to Dust 2, it's going to be 50-50. There's a real world, there's a reality where Checkmate's going to get the win, because the last time these 2 teams did face, it was Inferno, with Checkmate just destroyed Invictus on. Then Invictus in return beating Checkmate very convincingly on Nuke. And now with Mirage coming up, there's the second map, the pick from Invictus, avoiding Nuke after Checkmate's win over Vici earlier in the group stage. You know, we expected this to be a 3-mapper, but yeah, if Inferno goes away from Invictus, I believe this could be a very short series indeed. And Checkmate, too many mistakes. Actually, both the teams making quite a bit of mistakes, but Invictus somehow coming out on top. I feel like they've won more rounds they should be winning than Checkmate have. do finally see a buy. Again, not that perfect for the CT side. Lack of utility. Very evident. We have only 3 smokes to work with, no incendiaries, and a minute and 35 seconds on the clock. They use up utility very, very early on to try and get some map control. As Blitz, he's playing by his lonesome here, Dinko, and he's gonna get pushed back real quickly, and they know where he is. Easy there, Destroyer. That's your teammate, buddy. And now he's gonna come charging into the side, finds kill onto Blitz, a player inside of the pit. They know where he is, but he's gonna do a good job staying alive. Bottle dies to his flames. Okay, then.
1G.
A true 1G. A real 1G. That's a real 1G. And now it's a 2v3. Viva on 4 HP. And Destroyer, the only player on the Invictus side who's got some health to work with.
Oh, now I like this. They get Viva into a better position. Now, it is risky crossing into the open, of course, but now that he's in the pit, he can sort of neutralize that low HP problem by having the cover of the pit. The pressure really is still on Destroyer here with the HP to try and do something inside of the site. He can't afford to go down. What a flick up. The headshot immediately. And now Viva, he's using the distraction perfectly. And it's a sick double kill from Viva. And a 13th round for Invictus. That's fantastic from Invictus. Destroyer and Viva really making it work in that 2v3. And that's going to be probably one of the final nails in this coffin for Checkmate on Inferno.
That second flick up, instant headshot from Viva. Like, he had to hit the headshot. Look at this. Look at his flick up.
Sick.
Instant.
Just good display of skill there. And that's what we talk about. Invictus, they've got heaps of that. They've got heaps of individual skill. And the crazy thing is, it's not even Flying showing up today. You know, we usually talk about him being the star, but...
It's everyone else.
Yeah, everybody else. Kaz is... I don't know what he's doing, but he's throwing his gun up in the air.
Sometimes you just gotta sacrifice your gun to the Counter-Strike gods, Dinko. Just toss it up. It's like, take
I
mine,
thought we were going to
USB,
break down into song. Is it like
I'm not Tom.
Florence
I'm not Tom.
the Machine song? Is that what it is? Like, right?
What?
Toss up the gun into the air. It's like sometimes I feel like tossing my hands up in the air or something. That's what I thought. That's the way you started that sentence.
I think it's more about put your hands in the air. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say toss your gun in the air.
No, I know, but that's what I thought you were gonna break into Songblood, just to have your own version of it.
You know what? I might eventually. I might turn into a Tom. Blitz, trying to pull off a happy, but he will be forced back. A little bit of a stack here towards B, I think. They have 3 players. They have 2 deagles, and we know how absolutely deadly these deagles have been so far. A good smoke. Invictus, they know how to smoke. As Row will find one. Now, Flying replies back. They know where both the CTs are, and it's going to be Blitz. Good for one, but that's all he'll find. Now it's a 2v3. Viva is kind of low, but for the CTs, unless they get another kill here, it's going to be almost impossible, I fear. Flying and Bottle is still very, very healthy. Hawk's going to be found out, and that's around. Kaz will have to run for the hill to maybe just go for some exits, try and deal some damage, perhaps. There's nothing really to lose here. If you can get a kill, that could be big, and Bottle is tanking some damage. But round number 14 for Invictus, Dinko. It was looking very, very close initially. It was looking pretty close even halfway through, but it looks like the Chinese team, the veterancy in this team, will take them ahead.
Yeah, 14-7, it's a different Invictus coming into playoffs, and that's kind of what I predicted. You know, coming into this, the better teams will be playing a little differently. Some vastly differently from the group stages, but they will be honing in. And this is Checkmate reaching the playoffs of a $100,000 event, right? This is a huge event for these guys. We talk about the fact that Techno didn't even have an HLTV profile before this tournament, Mitch was saying. Now, that's pretty mental, considering how good he is. But the other thing is, you also have to realize, Checkmate, this is their first time playing a tournament of this scale, playing the best teams in their continent. And you've got Invictus, who are no stranger to the playoffs of large events in Asia, right? So the last time we've seen Invictus, they had some shaky moments throughout the group stages, or last time around in Pal Summer. It's when they hit the playoffs is where they look dominant. They absolutely rinsed Vici in the playoffs, destroyed them after getting shut down in the group stages by Vici. So I feel like the playoffs is a different story for a lot of teams. I think the perfect team that really has that step up is Tyloo, right? They don't make as many mistakes. They're a different team in the playoffs. Hopefully, with the way it's like a double elimination, maybe hopefully there's a lower, you know, the fact there's a lower bracket doesn't make the Tyloo team a little bit rough, but it's going to be a push up here. Flying's in the smoke. Chance Gage is standing in the fire. He thought he was a little bit cold, so he decides to get toasted.
What the hell?
We nearly gets the ace right there, Blair. Now he's going to try and win this. Techno has shut down everybody, and he's going to try and finish the job. What a play. Okay. What a beast. This guy's an animal.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay, Techno.
What is he made of? He's running down Banana. You know, we've seen a big play from Viva a couple rounds ago over on the defensive side through the smokes, but Techno just takes it to another level. What the hell was that?
Firstly, Shawsaki just burns to death right in front of her eyes, and then, yeah, Techno just basically, I don't know, getting possessed by the whole W gang spirit, I guess.
I've had enough. You know, this is embarrassing. Let's get some rounds on the board. Oh, that's a huge step up, and deploy to rally behind it. Well, Blitz with the confidence now pushing down middle. Destroy goes down, and Blitz is going to look for another one down in towards Underpass. This is not the start Invictus would have been looking for. They've conceded middle. They've conceded Banana. What is going on? Blitz is taking down shots again. Kaz peeks out from top middle, and it's all crumbled almost immediately for Invictus. They thought they were going to be able to play out a slow round, just get their breath back, but no. Checkmate pushed Banana and middle at the same time. And while Viva dropped into the site, it will go down luckily to Kaz's AWP. What a fantastic round from him. And a good play from Blitz as well. 14-9. Not the best round from Invictus, but a round Checkmate can be very happy with.
How did Hawk not hear Viva drop down towards pit? I'm not too sure there. He did make quite a bit of sound dropping on down, but these are good couple of rounds from Checkmate, right? They don't lose too many players. They're trying to stabilize their economy. Aggression. Invictus calling for a tactical timeout, and good. I like the fact they're using the tactical timeout early on, right? It's the first one they're using so far. It's 14-9. Might as well use them right now instead of waiting for a Checkmate to get to like double digits, maybe get to 12 rounds. And they're going to try and talk things through. They had a lot of money. It's finally getting whittled away, Dinko. This might be the last full buy. And the next round, they might have to go for kind of like a half buy if things do proceed the way it has in the past couple of rounds. And for Checkmate, I like this. I like how they're like, okay, we can't just keep playing passively. We're just going to keep bleeding rounds. Let's just take the fight to Invictus. We have the individuals. Let's make it work, and it worked out from them. Blitz looking good. Techno with that ace towards Banana. Individually, they've like no one's really stood out yet for the side of Checkmate, like we've seen Viva and Bottled step up for the side of Invictus. But hey, a few more rounds like this, keep breaking the economy from Invictus, we could really have a map in our hands. That's not it, flying. It just goes slow creeping around the corner.
Fly has been absolutely terrible, I have to say, in this map in comparison to what we expect from him, right? He just has not done anything. I guess that is one of the weaknesses here for Invictus, but they are pulling it back in this round at least. They've sent a couple of players in towards the safe side. Now 3v2. Techno's found another kill on the Viva. Techno started to really light up that scoreboard in recent rounds, and now Bottle and Shoutside Gay. A Mac 10 and an AK. Bottle has been very impressive, 21 and 15. He's going to spray away another headshot row there. Flank coming in from Shoutside Gay from Boiler, and they turn this round on its head. Now Kaz trying to win a 1v2 with an AWP. He slipped by. He's got in towards the bottom of Graveyard. This is going to be a kill on the Bottle. Oh, the shot! He goes back to the 5-7. Oh, that is heartbreaking for Kaz. But what a round again from Bottle. This guy has been the shining light, I feel, for Invictus across a lot of their series now, Blah. How many times have we seen Invictus round out with Bottle coming in as the MVP? But it's been a lot.
Individually, don't get me wrong, individually, Bottle has been an upgrade, right? It's just that as a team, I don't know what Shoutsag is doing as an in-game leader. I feel like he really needs to pull up his pants and, you know, just put on his IGL pants and make the team work as a whole. But individually, Bottle has been definitely, I wouldn't say a revelation, because we all know what this guy could do, but definitely proving why he has been picked up by this team. Again, it also shows the fact that, again, reminding everyone, this is the playoffs, right? This is where the veterans, the more tenured teams should be really rising above the rest of them. And it looks like with Checkmate, yeah, they picked Inferno. Too many mistakes being made. Maybe it could be the nose. Maybe it's a little bit of a slow start for them. But clearly showing that individually, when it comes to these 3v2s, 2v3s, Invictus, they seem to have Checkmate's number, at least in the latter stages of this map.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough show, I have to say, coming out of Checkmate here in this opening map. They've had their moments, their individual plays, but for the most part, they have been very quiet, shadow of themselves. And while Kaz goes back up towards the top of the stairs, catches out Destroyer, try through the smoke, but it's not going to be working out for him. Invictus looking to close it here, but they are a man down, so this could be another round for Checkmate. They've got a decent setup on this B bomb site right now. It is a little bit risky, Blay. You know, they need to frag out for this to work out for them. And well, there's the spray. Bottle takes down Techno immediately. Ro has to do more, and he's got 2 kills.
Okay.
Connects to the smoke. Shatsugay goes down on the cross, and a 4v2. This should be the Checkmate round, but again, we've seen Invictus pull off scenarios like this where they should not be winning these post plants, and they've been working out. So it's still not done yet. This could be Invictus closing it here with Viva taking that very important kill. They've got flying in towards Banana, who has been incredibly quiet by his own standards, and now Viva in towards Barbecue. The bomb ticking, the smokes are still up, and Viva looking to play with them. He's got a player walking right up behind him though. Viva, he's not going to get anything at all, and Flying goes down as well. That's going to be a cleanup round for Checkmate in the retake at least. A little bit scary, but nonetheless, they get the round win, and they're not done yet.
Not done yet. Coming again, being very, very close indeed. Just one more kill going the way of Invictus, and that could have easily spiraled out of control. Bomb was planted for the player towards Bit. Nice opening from Kaz there. Not too sure what Destroyer was doing. You know, very exposed. Usually when you try to take control of apps like that, you want to have a player who's jumped up onto the balcony, or maybe have a little bit of, well, some presence towards Boiler, making the player feel uncomfortable there. But finally, money has been kind of broken for Invictus. Going to be seeing a little bit of a half buy coming out. A few pistols, a little bit of Kevlar, keeping some money in the bank. But how many times, Dinko, have you seen them losing rounds like this as... Shaosage pushed out from the position, and that's going to be an easy kill from Mr. Kaz.
Yeah, it's the classic line, Invictus and Deagles, right? You gotta preface every one of these rounds with that, and I'm gonna see if they can pull it off. Oh, swift shots really, and Techno did a good job. That gets himself the double kill. Just Flying left alone, 12 and 17, 13 now with a nice shot down on the Deagle. A second as well from Flying. If nothing else, it's flashy, and now he's got an AK. Oh, third kill, Flying, okay, Flying! Oh, nearly gets the 4K, and then I believe for the 1v1, but that is kind of ridiculous that that's even a possibility, Blood. What the hell was that?
How does it come down to that? Almost a 1v1 at the end. Nice shots from Flying, though. Maybe he's waking up, Dinko. Maybe he's rubbed the sand from his eyes. He's like, oh, wait, we're playing a game right now? Okay, time for me to frag.
I feel like he just hasn't... I feel like it's because of the start that he has, right? Because he's just so useless on the CT side. His position is just not good for a player like Flying. He's a player you want to be involved across the map, but to deliver impact in every round on the defensive side. He's not warmed up. He hasn't had the time to get into the game, and I feel like that's a big problem. You want to get your star players showing up early. Ooh, good peek here from Techno. No. It's going to be 1 kill on the Destroyer. A little bit risky, but he's going to try and fall away. He's still alive. And this nade, goes in, takes rid of Shaosage. And now it's going to be a 4v3. A man advantage in play for Checkmate. And they got 2 players in the A-bomb site, 2 towards B. Cancel the AWP over towards this B-bomb site. This should be working out for at least 1 kill. You don't really see him missing too often, but as soon as I say that, I should just shut up. But Kaz getting the kill on the bottle. The bomb is down. Techno at the back of the site, trying to position himself correctly, but it's not going to work out. And now the pressure's really on to Checkmate. Kaz running forward with the Tech 9. What a ballsy play. He's going to make it work, though, and now he just needs to stay alive. Just fall away. That's not exactly the smartest play there from Kaz, going down to Flying. But the nade comes in, seals the deal. 12th round for Checkmate.
Well, they're quite not done yet, Dinko. They're still battling for survival. 15 to 12, 3 rounds back to back. It has been done. It has been done before. Can be done here as well. And you got to give credit to Checkmate for surviving that. It looked a little hairy. You know, it looked like the pistols would be able to overwhelm that B hole, but a little bit of a slow approach from Invictus, ensuring that Checkmate are able to take the round away. But finally we see a buy coming out from the Chinese side. It looks like we haven't seen a buy in the past 3 rounds. Always having to go for the force buys and the ecos, and now Banana control just given over, just relinquished by Invictus early on. And that means Kaz can pretty much solo hold with the AWP from the car position. And they're going to be going for the contact play towards A Dinko. And it's going to be Hawk. And they're walking in straight into his crosshairs. As Xiaosag at least replies back with 3 more CTs to find. And Xiao, well, is good for 1, but the trades are fast and furious. And Flying is going to be left alone. Dinko, 1v3. He's going to find 1. Gets a second as well. And now it's a 1v1. Kaz with the AWP versus Flying to save his team, to keep his team in the running on this map. And Flying, I don't think he's going to be expecting Kaz's position, but he spots him out. AK versus AWP, and Flying is going to take the fight. It's an off Flying. Just play the bomb. My stream is frozen, by the way.
It is frozen completely.
What's going on? I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay,
it's back. It's back.
And Flying just wildly spray into the apartments. Finally, smoke goes in blood. 44 seconds, picks up the bomb, drags it back to the A site. He's going to commit to the plant, but Kaz is running him down. Switches out to the AK, looks up on top, and it's a headshot. A clutch for Checkmate, and they will stay alive, continuing to tick rounds forward. And my God, these rounds are way too close, way too exciting, and that's unfortunate for Flying. That should have been the closer.
I feel like the audio and the feed are desynced right now.
They are indeed.
Yeah, so I think we are seeing the game a few seconds a little delayed, but Kaz, what a hero play from him. And Flying, man, like we count him out. We're like, yeah, Flying's had a terrible game, and then he just wakes up. It just wakes up. As we do have a decision to be made here by Invictus. Do they go for the full investment, which they can? They can. However, Dinko, if they lose this round without getting the bomb down, loss bonus or not, they're going to be very strapped for cash heading into the final round of regulation. So it looks like we might be seeing a half buy, unless I'm very much mistaken here from Invictus. They've taken a timeout as well, I believe. And there we go. Yeah, it's going to be the half buy, and I feel like this is the correct decision coming out from the tees here.
Oh, most definitely. I feel like Invictus have kind of choked this one away. It's pretty evident that's happened. And I have to say, Checkmate, good step up from a lot of their individuals. A lot of moments have been won based on the individual performance from their players. Techno has had some incredible moments here. Kaz, a player that I feel like was a little bit quiet in comparison to the performances we know he can put up on Inferno. So they desperately needed some sort of fire to be lit below them, and has been working out for them in recent rounds. Can they do it all? Can they pull it back to overtime? Invictus Gaming have come into this one with a classic Invictus round, I have to say, Blair. It's an MP7 for Bottle, Mac 10 for Xiaosag, and Deagles and Tech 9s for the rest. This is the kind of round Invictus can win. So if you're a Checkmate, you've got to give pretty much every single round you go into respect at this point. You have to be flawless. It's Kaz looking down the barrel towards Banana, and it's Invictus at the ready, about to start their charge into the B-bomb site, Blair, and we know how deadly these pistols can be.
Oh yeah, we do indeed. But Checkmate, this is a great opportunity for them to just somewhat take it to overtime. 2 rounds, that's all they need, Dinko. That's all they need. And right now, they just have to hold off your nice little delayed shot from Cass. He finds one. Good flashbang, but they're going to come pushing on in. I love this. This is a switch up coming out from Invictus, and they're going to wrap around, finds Cass. One player remains on the side, but they're all going to fall. The pistols are going to sing loud, the song of the dead, and Xiaosag is slowly creeping up, finds Row. That's it. They're going to lose this one to Pistols, Dinko, unless Hawk pulls off another 1v3. He's done it twice. Can it do it 3 times?
3 times is a charm. Hawk looking to try and win this retake. It's not going to be easy for him, but he hasn't going to be a retake. The bomb's gone down. Hawk, he's given every single chance here. 14 seconds. He's taking another kill, and it's going to be Xiaosag with the kill. Closes it out. Invictus Gaming close it in the most Invictus way possible, Blair. I feel so bad for Checkmate. That's the way they go out there, but it was just too quiet from them at the start of this, and going into the second half, they just lost too many rounds. We've got Tom, we've got Mitch. They've been watching on the sidelines, and I mean, there was a lot of exciting moments there, particularly from young Techno, but I feel like Invictus, they did fix a lot of the problems that have come in from the group stages, but it's not all there yet.
Yeah, you look at Blitz as well. I think he really impressed me throughout that first half. But what's surprising to me, Checkmate, they beat Tyloo, they beat Vici, they previously beat Invictus, and we can talk all day about, okay, Invictus maybe did the research after the last game, patched up the holes, sure, but I also feel like they were just given way too much space. The fact that Bottle was able to dominate, we see Viva step it up on a map where I think at this point, I wanted to say he's pretty consistent, despite the fact that obviously offers tend to take a little bit of a turn for the worse when it comes down to playing Inferno. I feel like a couple of times now we've seen Viva be the one that's actually doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the Invictus team. But really, it just comes down, for me, Checkmate didn't look as confident as what we've seen from them before. They didn't play, I guess, a typical, like, their own game, but in terms of map control, they were conceding it quite a lot, and then it felt like anytime they did try to go for it, something like that happened. They get sprayed through smokes, they lose a kill on a little bit of aggression, and then they decide to just turtle in afterwards.
I feel like, Tom, for me at least, it's one of the most scene, right? It just felt like just individual plays all around. Like you see aces, you see 4Ks, 1v3s. It was less about teamwork and more about, like you said, all these individuals stepping up and showing what they're made of. Almost like a tactical death match. So
yeah, that's what I was kind of going to say. I do disagree in a sense with what Dinko said of like Invictus fixing all their problems. I think that just Viva had a better game. And Bottle played well. I don't think that they really fixed too much. Like, I think maybe Xiaosagi was slightly less aggressive on Banana. I guess I can give him that.
Yeah.
But like in terms of their actual holds, I think things, if anything, were worse. They just won a lot of clutches. I think both teams made quite a lot of mistakes. I want to put this down to being the first game of the playoffs and neither team particularly performing to the standard we expect of them. But like, again, if you remove a couple of those crazy rounds from, say, Viva, they lose. But you could say the opposite for Checkmate as well, where they win a few 1v3s, they win a few clutches of their own. Like, if Invictus were truly playing to the level we expect of them, this would have been a clean-cut win. They were quite far in the lead and let things slip away off some really, really silly rounds. They could have closed this at, like, what, 16-7? But they let their opponent back in. And that's not a team that I expect to be winning this tournament. So it was better from them. They won Inferno, which, again, I don't think we really expected necessarily. But I think it came, well, this man in particular, having one of those days where he was the best man matchup against him. The problem is it's almost, well, a regular thing. It's not consistent. It's something that is scary when it happens, but when it doesn't, this team looks like mediocre at best.
I think on the defensive, I think on the defensive side of things, there was definitely an improvement, a visible improvement from Invictus. I think on that B-bomb side, especially, right, because we see them just
the banana control, especially.
Yeah, the banana control is the most impressive thing. The problem I have with them is they don't know when to stop that, right? They just continue pushing down banana every single round. I mean, it was working out because Viva was stepping up, and that's a big part of their success there on that B-bomb side, but. For the most part,
we did also see Flying get wrecked because of it, though.
Yeah,
so.
Also, Flying is just, I hate how he's played on the CT side. I think it's just so useless. He's so stale. He could be doing a lot more. I feel like there's more to be done, obviously. Otherwise, they would have closed this very convincingly. But right now, it's better than at least most of the playoffs on the CT side, at least. Or the group stages, so I'd say.
Well, we're going to be heading straight into Mirage now. That's a map pick from Invictus. Can Checkmate turn it around? We're going to be finding out. But after this short break. From Inferno, we move straight into Mirage, the map pick from Invictus. It was Inferno, which was picked by Checkmate, Dinko. Unfortunately, it didn't go according to their game plan. It's a map where we have been praising Checkmate for being fantastic. They've taken down Invictus, they've taken on Tyloo, they've even taken on Vici Gaming on this map. But unfortunately, today was not one of those days.
Yeah, and I think the scoreline is actually a little misleading. I feel like it probably should have been much more one-sided from Invictus. I feel like the performance from them kind of dropped off towards the end. A lot of big performances from individuals over for the Mongolian side of Checkmate allowed them to grab control of the economy for a few rounds and really make that scoreline look a bit more respectable on paper. But we all know it probably should have been more. It definitely should have been more, shall I say. So heading into Mirage, I feel like Invictus are looking like the better team. I don't feel like Checkmate have the same level that we've seen in the group stages. They haven't really shown up yet. They've got to change that, and they've only got one opportunity to do it, Blair, coming into this next one. So Mirage, it's a map that I feel for Invictus can be a little bit inconsistent at times, but when they show up and Viva shows up, it's a map where they rarely go down without a fight. So I feel like Mirage coming up here is going to be a real tough challenge for the Checkmate side.
Yeah, again, like kind of laying out bare for everyone to see that the map pool isn't exactly that great, that deep, right? They have the nukes, they have the Infernos. Apart from that, they really haven't been as solid on the other maps. Dust 2, of course, is a map which they should be feeling very comfortable on. It was a 16-14 loss to Invictus the last time they played on it. But that is if you do see a map number 3 coming up here. Again, reminding all of viewers that this is a double elimination playoffs bracket. You have 2 chances, 2 opportunities to play. You lose this game, you're going to go to lower bracket. We're going to be playing the loser of the other opening game. If you lose that, you're out, unfortunately. But there is still that 5th, 6th position, best of 3, Dinko. But at that point,
there's other matches.
Yeah, you're going to be fine. You get a little bit of extra money, but you don't want to be in position where you play that.
Yeah. No, they don't matter. They're Tyloo points. Well, Tyloo and Vici, I guess. Taking a look at how long this is going to go on for. But yeah, coming into this, it's very important for Checkmate to try and recover here on Mirage. Otherwise, it's going to be Invictus going on to the next match with a 2-0 win under their belt. It's Invictus on the CT side start. We got Destroy with a good bit of utility. This is going to be a real tough challenge. This is Invictus's map pick, and they've been able to start over on that CT side. They've got everything going their way, I feel. And well, everyone's favorite player, the fan favorite, Unconnected, running into the bomb site, diving right through the window. Shouts at Gate, taking him down. He'll find a follow-up as well. What a hold. Coming in here from Flying as well. Double kill. Absolutely nothing going in favor of Checkmate. They get absolutely zilch heading into that B-bomb side, player.
Not a single point of damage taken by Invictus. Like, that's the sort of starter you'll be looking for here. Your map pick, your opponents opt to start on the T side, which is ballsy. I like it, but it's very ballsy, and that means they need to get a few rounds on board for them to like kind of defend here on their CD side. We do see the Force Spy coming up from Checkmate and Deagle's armor. 5 smokes, a singular flash in the hands of Mr. Kaz. He's going to be going for the Kevlar purchase as well, not really looking to save any money for a potential op buy later. That's a chunky nade and a half. Hawk down to 44, Blitz on 62. A lot of damage being dealt early by Invictus without having seen a single soul yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good start to the round from Invictus. Checkmate being dropped down there, as if their chances weren't small enough to win this round. Blood, they get handed even more damage. And what? Minute and 10 seconds left. The round's virtually just begun, but look at the positions gathered here for the T side. Bottle catches out Kaz in the window. Push to the ramp coming through. Row trying to make through here, but Destroyer can toss that nade in. It's going to try and take him down. Bottle and Destroyer with the kills. Is now Hawk and Techno in a 2 versus 5. And yeah, this is good from Invictus. They haven't lost a single player just yet, and they won't. 2-0 for Invictus. They keep every single player alive. And a lot of money being picked up on that SMG from Bottle. So that's going to be the economy getting a real good amount of room to grow, right? And that's very important for Invictus, is to grab control of the economy game early on in the CT side. And so moving forward into this next round, it should be another for Invictus, another round where they try and keep all 5 alive.
Yeah, and even more impressive is they've only taken 28 points of damage in 2 rounds, Dinko. That's great. Shaosag is going to open things up, finding Techno 4K towards top mid, and Invictus not... I think they're expecting a full eco, and that could be something which could bite them in the butt, considering Deagles have been purchased. Again, it's a little bit of a half buy. A nice peek from Row is good for one. Now, Viva just has a Deagle and a Scout to work with, just dancing around, information gathered. But look at the flank coming in from bottom. There's nothing Row can do. He's going to come jumping in straight to his death. Bottle even giving him, allowing him a little bit of time to kind of see his impending doom. And just a one casualty, Dinko, in 3 rounds. 1 death in 3 rounds. This has been a fantastic start for the CD side. And we have the upgrade. Viva upgrading to the AWP. The Scout's going to be dropped to its Destroyer. They're still going to stick around with the MP9 in the hands of Bottle. And, of course, 2 rifles as well.
Yeah, very important round coming up here for Checkmate. They lose this one. Well, that'll put Invictus into the most comfortable driver's seat we've seen in this series so far. This is definitely a good start from Invictus, like you said, onto their own map pick, but they haven't really been fully tested yet. And this is their first real test. Oh, gets caught in transition back away from throwing that initial utility, and now Destroyer's under pressure from the back of Triple. He hasn't been able to do anything. He gets 1 shot off, but this is not the start Invictus would have been looking for into the first gun round. They've lost far too much already. Checkmate, gap in the smoke takes away Hawk's life. The bomb goes down and a man advantage intact for the T side. Viva repositions back up on short, and the smoke redeploys in front of Connector. Oh, he's not too far off that. I know he's going to hit the shot, but it's not going to be dead for Blitz. Luckily for Checkmate, they're going to be able to pull this off, and I feel like that's just a little unfortunate at the beginning for Bottle to kind of get caught there in the transition with the utility, but I also feel like he probably shouldn't be in the open like that anyway. So it kind of comes back to bite him, and Destroy with a Scout on the back of Triple. They just didn't have the weapon area to hold off a quick A hit, so that's almost the perfect call from Checkmate.
And for Invictus, they're not going to be too worried about it. They lose a Scout, they lose an SMG, right? And the money is still very, very solid. Bottles of $9,000 as well. And now it's going to be the first real test for Checkmate. They have the guns. They didn't lose too many players the previous round. Just 1. And now the double up setup. Spicy. Usually you see teams go for this with the double up setup, Dinko, when things start looking a little grim, right? When things aren't really working on the CD side, that's when you start seeing the double zoom bangers coming out. But this time around, it's going to be way early. Destroyer playing for default spot right next to the ticket booth. We have Viva with the op towards mid. He's got backup in form of his compatriot nearby towards short. Here comes the straight push. Flashback's not going to do anything. Blitz is going to get plucked by Destroyer. There is a player on the side, and it is going to be Bottle. The bane of Checkmate on that Inferno A side as Techno finds Destroyer, but Bottle's doing a phenomenal job just staying alive in his own smoke, Dinko, while reinforcements are arriving.
Oh, Bottle peace out. Finds the player in sandwich. He'll go down to the Molotov, and now it's just Techno. 1v2. We know he's very capable of winning these kind of rounds. He's going to head his way back to spawn. Oh, pallet play could be the smart decision, but we'll see how long he takes to get here. I think it's important that he takes time, because then Invictus get in their own heads. They wonder, okay, maybe I should go check B, and that's exactly what's happening now. So with that rotation back to middle, or the B bomb site, is Fly's fully committing to this. It does leave Techno in a 1v1 fight in this B-bomb side. He's caught it perfectly. Shasagate going up the ladder, goes down. He's spotted Flying as well. He knows the last player is, and instead of committing to the plant, he goes to the fight against the Opering Connector, and Flying just patiently waits for it. I feel like Techno overthinks that a little bit, but a nice approach to the round. He nearly pulls it off, and Invictus Gaming, they will get the round on the board nonetheless.
Yeah, expensive round, though, for the CD side. And considering how much money they built up in the first 3 rounds, they're going to be looking at their money and being like, where did all that money go? Kind of like a night out for me, Dinko. Like, just get my, back when I used to work like a normal job, get my paycheck, head out on Friday night, come back, look at my wallet, and I'm like, where did all that money go?
Oh, I know. Exactly. My liver.
Yeah, I do as well, but, you tend to forget Viva. Flashbang is good, doesn't see anyone, and he gets a bullet in the kneecaps. He's gonna fall away. Very passive from Checkmate. Cheeky. 3 players on top mid. Now Viva holding the angle towards short. The T's have a lot of utility work with. Viva goes for the swing with the flash. It doesn't find anyone. This is curious from Checkmate. Look at it, Dingo. 3 players waiting on top of mid boxes. not seen. Viva knows there's at least one player, but are they going to be expecting 3 is the question. As they're going to slowly creep on up, it's going to be a B pincer, unless I'm very much mistaken, and it's going to come down to Viva and Mr. Xiao Sage, rather flying at Xiao Sage to shut down his B hit.
Well, Xiao Sage, absolutely gets nailed, and Wells blitz right through with the headshot. Ro just shuts down Flying without a single kill. That's not good enough. That is not good enough from Invictus on that B defense. That's a round lost. That's terrible.
That flash was sick.
Oh, a bit of damage being done here at least. Not like the T-side's economy is in a good spot right now at all. And while Viva, he should have got that kill. Techno, extremely lucky to be alive there. You kind of want to get that ult back. You desperately want that ult back. Maybe the bomb blast will fire it towards CT, but they're nowhere near that right now anyway, so... Yeah, that's unfortunate for Invictus. I feel like that B hole was just, good utility usage, good quick play, yes, from Checkmate, but Fly needs to do more from that spot. He needs at least 1 there. The fact he doesn't get a single kill is kind of ridiculous.
Well, that was a very curious play from Checkmate, right? They have 2 players towards the B apartments, not showing themselves, slowly creeping up, and then 3 players waiting on top of the mid boxes. Now, despite the multiple repeaks coming out from Viva with the op, he wasn't able to spot anyone out. So they weren't ready at all. It's a mid control. Not really taken, but kind of like stolen away by Checkmate. And then they just go for the brilliant flash peek towards short to find Xiao Sage. And Flying, well, he had a lot of players to find, and he found nothing. And now looks like it's going to be just a straight-on hit towards B. But Viva is the man who's going to be waiting. The op in hand, finds one, falls on back to a better position. Flying's there as well to help his teammate out. Viva finds another kill, is looking for more. Finally gets taken down by Ro, but Flying's there with the trade. And now it's a 2v3. Kaz finds Xiao Sage. Flying needs to win the duel, which he will. And it's all on Kaz. 1v3. Destroyer's going to make sure he doesn't get off to any more. And the 2 ops retrieved as well by Invictus. So a pretty solid hole coming out there, especially with Viva being placed towards the B bomb set. And I feel like, Dinko, Viva's going to be very instrumental here. He's got to be the guy who's kind of has to be that floating opper, I feel like. And especially the way he was playing on Inferno, if he can even play anywhere close to the level he was showing in the map number 1, I feel the city side could be pretty solid for Invictus later on in this half.
Yeah, I feel like Viva is such an influential player. We mentioned it earlier on in the pregame, how Mirage is a map where Viva can actually have these MVP performances on. So I think the first 2 have kind of worked out for him in that respect. And while Viva gets another kill, Techno's going to take down Flying. And I feel like Viva's even more important now that Flying is having a bad series, right? Viva is the next player I feel has that potential to carry the team. And Flying not showing up puts more pressure on Viva to be that player. And Xiao Sage trying to plug the hole that Flying is left now over on that B-bomb side. You take a look at the defense, it's pretty spread out right now. One player playing towards CT, you've got Bottle in towards jungle. He's actually going to be falling back and going over towards CT spawn. 3 players from Checkmate looking to finish on this A-bomb site. Destroyer with the AWP position towards CT spawn has a good position to deal with this attack. Out of ramp, he's going to land a shot, but there's not going to be a kill, and Techno takes him down the AK. And now we got a 3v4, and it's actually favoring the attacking side. And while the bomb goes down, that's already good enough, and now they can still win this round. All playing from CT. Ro cutting off rotations. He's trying to get behind them as well here, but he hasn't been able to get through. It doesn't matter because Techno continuing to get kills and Bottle finally striking into action. But is it too little, too late right now? And indeed it will be. Checkmate, pull it off on pistols and 1 hero AK for young Techno 4K.
I love the wide bait swing. Destroy, he lands the leg, Dinko, but just gets taken down, and that was, again, the timing was off. Well, I don't know why Xiao Sage is walking out connected before his teammate just managed to make his way out from CD spawn, right? Look at this. The bait play. Blitz gets legged, but Techno with the hero AK finding the 1 kill. Xiao Sage should have either cleared this angle, or he should have waited for Bottle to come out from CD spawn. The timing was really, really weird on that retake. It was still very winnable. But with that, Dinko, Invictus, they had a flying start, but it has been stemmed for now. Just the Deagles out. And we all know how dangerous Invictus can be with the Deagles. And in fact, Dinko, they have 4 Deagles. Will the curse of the 4 Deeds strike again?
Well,
First step
Strikes once.
in the right direction. Destroy taking down Row. That's an AK-47 recovered, and no trade kill from the T side. Smokers in towards top connector. We've got Checkmate sending forward players up middle, and probably via the connector now at this point as well. So bottle and destroy. This is the best case scenario for them. They've got a crossfire. They've got the AK-47 over here on this A site. They are to win this round. It's got to be destroyed, going huge. Chance AK. He's going to start pulling himself over towards this A-bomb site as well. And Bottle's gone on a bit of an excursion via Palace. Look at flying as well. They have all the information right now. He goes T-spawn, doesn't spot a single player. Now they know it has to be connector and destroys in a good spot. He only gets one kill. That might come back to bite them. But it's Chance AK and Bottle still in positions they're able to do damage from. And Bottle with one. Well, he's got the skill and he stayed alive. That's the important part, because they can't plant this bomb while he's still alive. And that Molotov is going to cause a couple of problems for Bottle. So now it falls into Flying, who comes in from the ramp. He'll be checking towards triple. No one peeking, and Flying, well, a big flank. The whole round was spent shift walking from Flying, and it doesn't matter. He gets caught on the timing, and it's going to be 5-4 as Checkmate recover the round. It was looking good for Invictus, I have to say, but it just doesn't really work out for them towards the end there.
It doesn't, and I love the way Kaz played that, right? I don't know what he was thinking, but he was so aware as to the flank coming in. Brilliantly done, and 5-4. Also, Hawk has pulled off a 008, Dinko. I don't know what a 008 is. I know 006 is a bean, 007 is a bond, 008. We had that. Tom told us. He gave us the name of all the agents. I forget.
Bill
let's
Timothy.
just call it a bad game.
It was Bill Timothy, I believe. It was
Bill
008.
Timothy?
Yeah.
Why? That's like two first names.
They call him BT. BT.
Well, Bill Timothy's like two first names. It's like, it doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Let's just got wrecked, Dinko. But at least the trade comes in. Destroyer not able to make his escape. It's going to be the quick hit coming in towards B with just the 2 USPs. Well, I take that back. There's also a Deagle as well. Flying. He spots out a player, not able to get the kill. Xiao Sage in the meantime, but the USP almost wins the duel. It's a 2v3, Dinko. But look at how low the players are. Bottle's going to come charging in. AK's picked up. It's all in Bottle. Unfortunately, Row and Kaz are going to ensure that it comes to naught. Checkmate, they tie things up.
What is this game of Counter-Strike, Blood?
I don't know.
This is kind of crazy. We've just seen way too many rounds now where it's just the pistols are coming close.
I mean, are you surprised? Look, let's be real. Inferno, I lost count of the number of rounds won with just pistols on Inferno, right? And then you go into Mirage, which is a way more puggier map than Inferno is. Are we expecting lesser rounds on pistols? Really, Dinko?
True. Well, I guess I never learned, blah. I desperately hang on to sanity and fundamental Counter-Strike that just, I guess, it's out of the window. It doesn't exist. And that's a realization that I'm struggling to come to terms with. And well, it's going to be the Molotov, or smoke, shall I say, up towards top corner. Molotov does come in eventually through the smokes and Incendiary down in towards the bottom of Con. That's going to keep these players at bay. Full mid control given to Checkmate without really much of a contest. Instead, Viva just holds on for the short push. And if you're Techno, I think you gotta realize that, right? You gotta be aware of that window spot. Flying in the smoke, he's been really quiet on this A-hold, and he will eventually get himself a kill. Bottle and Shouts again been able to double up as well between them, and that's gonna be the round from Invictus. Much better. They don't lose a single player, Blood, and they desperately need round win. So to grab control of it again, they've got to pick that one up, and it's the first step in the right direction. Take a look at what Checkmate are able to bring to the server. Kaz can drop an AK-47, but he's going to go for an AWP.
Well,
what's Blitz got here? Just a Deagle? How do you feel about this? Kaz, just go over the AWP? I feel like...
I mean, look, it's 6-5. If this is, maybe they have a plan in place here. Kaz is going to be going for the pick towards B. Yeah, then the AWP kind of makes sense, unless Flying doesn't... Oh, what a pick. What a pick. And it's going to push on in. This is smart. They're taking a bit of damage with Xiao Sage. It's a captain himself, and he's going to go for a wild spray. Good for 1. Good for 2. How does he find 2 there? Hawk replies back, but a little too late, Dinko. And now it's a 2v3. Kaz still with the AWP. Bomb yet to be planted. They need to go for another pick, but Bottle coming in. The bomb, it's dropped out in the open, and it's going to be Bottle in the perfectly timed peak. Bomb in the apps. Hawk's going to be alive for not much longer either. a great hold from the captain there, despite a very, very nice pick coming out from Kaz with the AWP.
Yeah, it doesn't really work out, unfortunately, for Checkmate. That was a full investment. Everything they had in the bank gone. And I think
Hawk
they realized...
got the kill.
Yeah, I feel that's true.
So
he was looking to challenge Bulbasaur.
He was 0010, and I'm just looking it up. There doesn't seem to be a 0010 agent at all in any of the... It's called the Hawk, I guess.
No, he was trying his best to transform into the Hawker, right? And that's resulted in 0 kills for the entire 10 rounds played on the server.
Well, considering our good friend Hawker is now swapped over to the AK-47 like any sane person should, maybe he's going to be stepping it up now. I mean, I was out fragging with 200 ping, Dinko. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, I think he just kind of held on and desperately believing the Krieg was still a gun he could use, but my God, he's realized he's seen the light. Finally. AK-47, obviously. What? That's a lot of damage. That is definitely a lot. And well, Shansergei's going to have another nade. They could be minced up by this. There we go. Nice kill for Shansergei. Bottle finding the headshot. Viva doing a good bit of work as well, but it's Bloxblur. Just Hawk now, 1v3. He's got 11 HP. He swings out towards the CT cross. Viva's going to go down, and now Hawk can look for the plan. Yet to get a kill, and he's found one more. He's doubled it up. 2 kills on the board now. And he'll find himself a 1v3 in total. Will he be able to pull this off? A quiet performer throughout, but there goes the Molotov. Now moves forward into the smoke. He's low HP. 1 tick would be enough to take him down, but he's playing this to perfection. Goes for the pre-fire. That might just cost him here. Flying swings into the open, and the MP9 is going to work out for him. Yeah, very nice try from Hawk, especially being so low on health. He's been able to pull it that close is very impressive indeed. But an 8th round nonetheless for Invictus Gaming. They can be happy enough with that.
Yeah, well, a little too expensive. I didn't even notice that. I looked at the health of all the CTs. I'm like, why is everyone kind of chipped away? I was like, okay, maybe the Glocks, But Viva, what are you doing? You weird human being. Oh, Dinko, I love Asian Counter-Strike, man. Like, as depressing as my life is, this entertains me. It keeps me going. It gives me reason to wake up every morning as Hawk walks out dry. No flashes, slow walk out. At least a trade does take place. But still 4v3, favoring Invictus.
Yeah, it's a man advantage for the defensive side for the meantime, at least. And all 3 remaining players are in this A-bomb site. Flying blinded, wanted to go for the peek in towards the A-bomb site via CT, but Techno, he has been the difference maker for them in quite a few rounds. Well, he's going to go forward, a second kill picked up. He is playing with so much potence. And once bottled out back in the ramp, he's pulled out by Row. What a turnaround from Checkmate. They were a man down, but Techno decides he's going to pull it in their favor on his own, takes 2 kills, and a 3rd kill coming in from Row. So that's enough. Forces Viva away. What a round from Techno. Such an impressive player.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, it's not like he goes for the individual plays, right? The team sets him up, but he takes that by its reins, right? He makes it work, which is so good. Like, that's the one thing I enjoy about Checkmate, is how it's not one player really popping off or like a star player. You look at his entire team, everyone can have their moments. Blitz, Kaz, Hawk, Row, Techno 4K, right? And that's lovely to see, where you look at a team and usually look at all the Asian teams we talk about, you're like, oh yeah, they didn't play well because this player didn't show up or that player didn't show up. For the side of Checkmate, it's never the case. It's always about, oh, they didn't play well because the team as a whole didn't show up. It's never about the individuals, which is one thing I absolutely adore about this Mongolian side. Here we go. Final round, though, of the first half. Full buy versus a full buy, double ops in place. And an aggressive hold from Bottle. That Incendiary could come in real handy. Destroyer finds one, and Bottle should be able to get this kill here. He's isolated the player, and he's going to get the frag.
Well, it's a big peek out from Bottle. He will get one onto Kaz. Goes down to Row. A Shansergei doing a good bit of work. Is now Row in a 1v3. Finds the flashbang off the wall of Tetris, now swinging into the bomb site as Invictus apply pressure to the final player. Stuck at Tetris, it's Rowe doing good work, finding the first, and well, they just keep peeking him, and for good reason. They get the round at least. 9-6, Invictus will walk away with quite a solid half coming out of the defense. Probably would have liked a few more rounds here and there, but it has been a quiet performance from a couple of individuals over on this Checkmate side, unfortunately. You take a look at it, it's 3 kills for Blitz, 2 for Hawk. And the Checkmate, they were winning games, where they were upsetting the big teams in this tournament, had some of the best performances across the board we've seen. And this just isn't the same team today. This just isn't.
It really isn't. And honestly, for Checkmate, though, the fact they chose to start on the T side of Mirage Dinko, I think they're going to be pretty happy with the way it's turned out, considering it was looking pretty grim initially. You know, Invictus had a very solid start initially, but here we go. It is going to be the A hit coming in from Invictus, and Bottle's going to open up that side with a beautiful headshot into Blitz. Hawk's position is not known, and he's still going to get a kill. How does he even find one from that position? It's just mental. And now one player left alone, Techno 4K. And as phenomenal as it's been so far, Dinko, the 1v4, it is looking very unlikely.
Very unlikely indeed, but they're giving him chances. And every chance he gets and takes, well, it becomes more and more likely. Or should I say, less unlikely. He's going to go back to the bomb and taps it. Pulling Bottle, trying to get him into the open, but it's not working out here. They're just toying with him, just jumping on by. He's given chances, but impossible ones, and he's going to flee the scene. And that's going to be a 10th round from Invictus. They win the pistol round going into the second half, and they're charging the youngster down, and Viva just tears his head right off his shoulders. 12-7. Viva's not having a bad performance by any means. And now 10-6, double figures reach for the Invictus side. Yeah, it's something you don't see a whole lot, right? I've seen some strange discussions being talked about in the CS scene right now, because obviously it's pretty obvious the economy needs changing, right? It's not in a good spot right now. But a lot of people are now considering, well, if you're just gonna give people guns every round, why not just have full gun rounds all the time? It's like, don't really agree with that one. I feel like you gotta find a good middle ground. But it's just, where do you find that? Because the 2 economy systems we've had are not perfect by any means, at all, but I feel like there's probably somewhere where you're not going to get it perfect, but you're going to get it in a better spot than it is right now. Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like Invictus kind of tossed that one away. They fully committed against this kind of buy. That's not getting into one. I feel like Invictus finally get a taste of their own medicine, what it feels like to be on the receiving end of rounds they so often win. And ooh, flying, trying to get out here. 22 seconds, dies down in the bomb site. Gets the shot, and well, Kaz gonna peek around the corner. Good round from Checkmate.
I seem to have pulled off a Mitch there, Dinko. Looks like I was muted the entire round.
Oh, well, nonetheless, what you're saying is basically, how the hell does that happen? We're
How the hell does that happen?
Invictus.
Yeah, it was pretty much me squealing like a pig in wonder and awe and just sheer distraught. as to how this one's gone wrong. Why is no one checking? Like, they're all checking the same angle together. Like, this is just so weird from Invictus.
They're the kind of rounds where you just kind of just question. Like, they give you a sense of confidence, right? You're like, okay, Invictus showing up in the playoffs, some of these brilliant rounds. Finally, we're starting to see the Invictus of old, and then they do that, and then you just kind of think, team aren't there yet. They aren't anywhere near being good enough or at the level where you can say that's acceptable for this team and what they're capable of. They're capable of so much more. And yeah, some of the decision making in this team is terrible. Kaz, I feel like he gets a little bit unlucky there in the time. A couple of players now up in towards Connector, and they're going to keep walking up, just playing contact and taking control of the side. But finally, Kaz going to peek out into the open, takes down Flying, and nearly killing Palace as well.
They didn't see Destroyer cross on over, though. And I feel like if he could make his way through Murder Hole, I don't know if the vents are broken, you could actually get the flank on. Now, Viva's trying to beat a distraction, but, well, the flank, it's not really going to happen. Destroyer gets found out, they know exactly where Viva is, and as spectacular as he's been so far in the series, Dinko, 1v5, 40 HP, Deagle in hand. It's going to require quite the miracle. And he will be found out. Oh, nice shot there. Nice recovery in a second kill. Catches the jumping Techno 4K, but just one casualty. Checkmate are going to be okay with that. As we do, of course, have an eco, which should be coming out for the Chinese side. And for Checkmate, it should be easy mop up, easy pickings. Nice hold as Checkmate. Sorry, Invictus were looking for the openings, just trying to get a pick, but a good hold from Checkmate. Not really overextending, not really playing aggressive, and why should they against just the upgraded pistols? And now it's a full eco for the side of Invictus. They have the one flashbang. It's going to be the Glock Waterfall of Death coming out of the A-bomb side, and it's going to be an easy farm here for Blitz and Hawk. They're looking for all the kills, and they're going to find everything nice. Headshot in the end for Blitz as well to finish things off. And nothing going the way of Invictus. As Checkmate now, one round away from tying things up, Dinko. Just one round away as we do see the buy coming in for Invictus. No AWP yet for Mr. Viva. I don't think they will go for it, if you ask me. I feel like he's much more effective with the rifles. As Checkmate, it's going to be the first real test here, Dinko.
Checkmate, this is where we get to see the full chops of their comeback. Will it be the completion where they tie things up 10-10, or will it all start to crumble in front of them? Kaz taking down Viva, a good opening, and he's going to get away, or at least try. Through the smoke, a couple of shots rattle, and Bottle is going to get the kill. Now just sprinting through, continues to run forward. Hawk, okay, that's huge. A good double, in fact, a sick double kill from him. And now, well, it's all falling apart for Invictus. Charles Sergei is getting flanked from behind. And you've got Blitz just walking up here, taking his time. And Charles Sergei is going to run right into him. Terrible route again from Invictus Gaming. That is just so disjointed.
Bottle, look, he gets a trade, and then the fact that he pushes Connector alone. Okay, Hawk got a ridiculous second kill through the smoke, right? But even then, the fact that he just goes for that solo play, that forced the rest of his team to react. That forced them to kind of push on in as well. The second kill is ridiculous from Hawk, but you can see that forced Xiaosage to kind of show himself towards ramp, and then, yeah, they all got picked apart. Also, love the aggression from Checkmate towards Palace, right? They're keeping Invictus on their toes. CD side is looking pretty solid so far from Checkmate. Things have definitely turned around, and they are now just about to potentially get into the lead for the very first time in this entire game.
What a comeback it has been from this team, and I feel like Invictus, similar to Inferno, they should be in a better position than they are. They've had opportunities after opportunities, and you have to remember it comes off of that round where they fully commit to the B-bomb site against the Deagles and end up losing it. They're going to have to try and do something with the Deagles themselves. They're going to be doing it. 2 kills. Oh no. God. Kaz is getting spammed down as well. Another kill. Oh, Invictus, they do it so often.
How?
It's not even close.
How? Replay, please? That That is ludicrous. They just ran up connector and got all the headshots. Viva with a double kill. What is this? Okay, he walks in. First shot onto Hawk. Great stuff. Viva spins around, finds Techno. They just out dueling. They don't even have any utility, Dinko. They lose one
it was
player.
straight up Deagles. It was just Deagles brought to the server. And oh, God. Well, we said Checkmate won a round with Deagles themselves a little bit earlier on. That turned the tides in the next couple of rounds. We'll see if this comes back to bite Checkmate. Look at the investment they've pulled into this round. Kaz on an op, Ro on an op. They've gone for the double op setup. A huge investment. All their money is now gone. It's on the line in round 22. Such an important round and a fantastic start from Destroyer. He's got himself into window.
I'm sorry, I'm still a little flabbergasted with how that previous round transpired, Dinko. It wasn't even close. It was a 1v5 at one point.
Whoa.
As here they come again, the same thing, Dinko, but this time they got the rifles, and I believe it's going to be the call for the save. It has gone out.
Full investment.
And,
You gotta save the 2 ops. You can't go for the save retake with the double op setup. So it's the safe call on the other end of the map, and this might just be the round that breaks the back of Checkmate, right? You think about it. They had so many opportunities. They finally tie it up, and they lose against full Deagles and nothing but Deagles. If that is the round that changes this, oh, that's heartbreaking for Checkmate. It's about to be 12-10. It'll be another round where Blitz and Hawk can't really afford a good buy. You're gonna have a kind of in the middle buy. You got the double up setup still, yes, but it's not exactly fantastic. You go on, you have to almost keep all those players alive towards the end as well. And these ops might not even survive here. Luckily, Kaz is going to pull his into the next. And they will get both ops into round number 23. And I feel like coming into this round, Checkmate are not in a good spot at all. You've only got these 2 ops. This is probably the worst scenario you could be in. Because now they're going to most likely feel the pressure to invest a little bit at least into this round around these ops. You know, get a couple of pistols out. Your money's going to be on the line again.
Yeah, and here's a scary thing, right? If they lose this round, when they lose this 2 AWPs, Dinko, they're not going to be reinvesting ops again. Like, Techno might be able to purchase an AWP, but that means it'll be just a glass cannon, right? They want to keep these ops alive. So it might even be kind of like a stack and a call for a save early on. Call for a save, rather, and, you know, just try and keep this ops into play for round number 24. Here comes the hit. It's going to be a clinical execute. It's a good old-fashioned smoke wall. Xiaosage is going to find Hawk, although he does get dinged down to 7 points of health. Flank's taking a bit of damage, and Techno's going to come running out with a deagle. AK-47 retrieved as well. The Destroyer shuts him down. They're going to get the bomb down. The ops still in play as Ro's going to find another pick. And look at how low the player is flying, but you're all going to fall. It's all on Kaz. He should save. He should save. You don't have any money for any more ops. And considering the city side setup seems to be very reliant on the AWPs, you want to hold on to this. So a little bit of a scare for Invictus, but they will hold on, and they're going to get a round number 13.
Well, Eva taking down Kaz in 13-10. The money, you know, you take a look at it for Checkmate, they'll be able to get rifles out, but like you said, no op will be invested into this one. So we are looking very much at what looks like to be an Invictus closer if they can pick this up. It looks like they put themselves in a position where they're almost guaranteed to pick this up now. So Checkmate, a do or die round coming right their way. I'm not coming through. They know the pressure that's on this one.
They don't even have the luxury of kind of like, you know, having a couple of throwing rounds where they can be like, okay, you know what, we can just go for a double save or whatnot. They're going to have to keep buying up from now on, right? And I do believe it's going to be almost close to max loss bonus. And yeah, it's going to be max loss bonus into the next round. Right now it's $2,900. So they will still have money, Dinko. But again, right, you look at the money they have remaining in the bank. 2 players on 0. The most anyone has is Techno 4K and $150. So even if you have $3,400 coming into the bank, if you don't save any weapons, what are you going to buy? FAMASs, Kevlar? It's never going to be a full-fledged buy. And by that point in time, Invictus can get to round number 14. And your chances are going to grow just slimmer round by round. So this is do or die time for Checkmate. The first game of the playoff series, ladies and gentlemen. It's the opening matchup. Winner is going to go on to face Tai Lu. They have dropped onto the A-bomb side. Bottle caught jumping with a Molotov in his hand, and somehow it's all gone wrong for Invictus. What is this round? They just go walking in, flying, doesn't find anything. It's all in Viva, and Blitz is going to pounce upon him. Okay, Invictus just drop into the A-bomb site. They think it's empty, and they suddenly just take the nades out, and they just get picked apart by the players from Checkmate. That was just a ludicrous round from the Chinese side.
Honestly, Invictus don't think sometimes. They just don't. There's no way they can be thinking when they come into this round. It's just, the only call that's made from Xiao Sage is go A. Like, there's nothing else other than that right there. That is terrible. Well, Invictus 13-11. It's going to be a round picked up for Checkmate. A bye comes back into things for Invictus, so they have a chance to recover and make up for their previous error, rectify their mistakes. It's a good start as well with the damage being inflicted upon Blitz, who is down to 20 HP early into round 25.
Just give them bloody deagles, Dinko. Just give them deagles. Like, if we had a stat for the number of rounds Invictus win just with deagles, I think they would beat any other team in the tournament. Heck, I think they'd be coming close to challenging international teams. It's just ludicrous how many times they win rounds just with the pistols. Yes, there is a caveat that it's against the Asian teams who, for some reason, most of them don't know how to play an anti-eco or an anti-force buy, which does really help matters for them. But here they come. Contact play. Blitz caught jumping out in the open, and Flying's gonna find him. Now, the smoke's gonna be coming in. Hawk tossing into smoke of his own as well. That's actually a great smoke. That's gonna prevent them from pushing in, because if you look at the smoke, Stinko, it's one for connector, one for jungle, right? And that's going to be stairs control rested by Checkmate. Hawk boosted up by his teammate, but Xiao Sage, he sneaks on in with a Mac, and he finds Kaz, and now it's a 5v3. And looking at the money for Checkmate, they just might want to go for the save here. They need to fall on back. They don't have the money. As Techno gets caught out, Hawk at least replies back, and he should try and make his escape, but Xiao Sage trying to find him. Hawk, he's going to pull off the great escape. Nice headshot. And this should be the 2 rifles being salvaged, Dinko. But the money, oh my word, the money is very grim. They're going to have a buy for Blitz. Hawk can drop a rifle. Rogue can drop a gun for Kaz, maybe. Techno's going to have, I don't know, like a UMP or a FAMAS. It's going to be a very grim buy. Yeah, it's grim. Yeah. It's not looking good.
Yeah, it's looking like it's in a real rough spot right now for Checkmate, and we're heading into a round that's so important for them. They call the timeout. They need to figure out what they're going to do and how these next 2 rounds are going to play out. Because if not, if they drop the ball, well, it's going to be Invictus taking this series 2-0. And coming into this, you know, Invictus, we enter the tournament, you expect them to be a team that would walk over the likes of Checkmate, but with Checkmate giving us a lot of, getting a lot of respect from us and fans, based on the performances that they've had, you know, beating Vici, right? 2-0, it's pretty impressive. And
they beat Vici 2-0 on Nuke as well.
It just makes no sense, right? And then you got the respect here for them, and you've kind of lost a little bit of respect in how you look at Invictus because of the way they've been performing and how inconsistent they've been. But you can't forget, you know, Invictus, they didn't have a bad run in terms of the results. They also beat Tai Lu. They just haven't looked good doing it.
They also lost to Huatsai.
Yeah, we're gonna forget about that, but for the most part, right? These hiccups and these results from Invictus, they're not good enough for that team, and the performance. Whoa, bro! Hello? Someone react there, Bottle. Come on. Well, he goes down, and 2 opening kills coming in from Checkmate. Oh no, Flying! This is the kind of Flying round you need. 2 kills picked up for him. He turns the round in favor. Well, not in favor, but back at least within contention for his team. And he might just be able to get this. Oh, no, why? Techno. He was running and flying. He heard the footsteps of the player crossing CT. I think he was trying to get from behind, but there's no need to give up that position. It's such a solid spot into that. You've got to expect more than 1 player to be there. Yeah, that's a little rough from Flying. He does put them in a position that's winnable, though. The smoke's still available here from Viva. Where does he use it? Jungle, flashed over the top as well. And now they push forward on towards the bomb side. Player on the bin as well on CT, so keep an eye on that. Viva, he scoped in. He can't commit to the plant just yet. They need to take more control of the bomb site. And Shao-Sergei's got himself into a good spot. Now Viva going for the plant, but as soon as he goes down there, that's the peak from CT, alive? And there's 2 players there. He should be dead. Finally, he's taken away. And Shao-Sergei in a 1v3 clutch. He's going to have to make this work. A hero play from the leader, and it's not going to work out for them. It's Checkmate with 12.
As much as I appreciate Flying getting those 2 kills, him just staying alive, conveying information towards jungle is paramount. There was no need for him to go for that hero play, trying to get the flank onto the player towards CT spawn. I know we heard him, but just do the math, right? The CTs, they know where he got the kill. They know that he was near towards connector. There's a possibility jungle has been compromised. So of course the CTs are going to be wary of that position. They know he's most likely there. So it's not like he snuck on into that spot without being spotted out, right? Him just staying alive there, Dinko, they have jungle control. The bomb can be retrieved. They only have to worry about CD spawn and connector. In that case, they can just ignore CD spawn. They can just smoke off connector, and they can go for the plant because they know they have jungle cut off. So that was a massive, massive mistake from Flying, I feel like. And, well, they get punished for it. And Checkmate, they're not quite done yet. 4v5. A hero AK-47 for Destroyer, the rest of them were Deagles, but we know how absolutely filthy these Chinese players can be with the Desert Eagle, so Checkmate, they're going to be wary. They have to be wary, even though they have a man advantage.
Lock up into Palace. Hawk with 1. Destroyer swinging huge from Destroyer. That's impressive. 2 kills being picked up in quick succession. And he's just changed this round. He changed the face of the round for Invictus, but then he ruins it. Never get too excited about Destroyer. He always disappoints you. Well, Viva, he's stuck in towards Firebox. Luckily, we've got Bottle here on the Deagle, and Viva has been an absolute animal in this series so far. Another kill for him.
Stop
Techno
peeking.
trying to win this clutch, and Viva peeks right into him. 13 HP, and all picked up for Bottle, and he's going to take the kill. 15-12, Invictus Gaming. That round was looking a little rough for them. But it's Destroyer, right? As often as he makes mistakes, as often as he looks a little bit rough.
This is
huge plays out of Palace there. And 15-12.
It's so like, I just want to go into the mic because he gets a 2 kills, Dinko, and he swings wide. And then you see this 1v2. Viva, why are you peeking? Like, you got the kill. You know where the final player is. Techno has to come to you. He has to come to you. And Bottle's holding the line with an AWP. There's no way you can lose that. And yet, he goes peeking, Dinko. As we do have the final potential round coming in here in this best of 3 series. It is a Hail Mary buy, and Viva's gonna go peeking in dry with the AWP. He sees a smoke, and he's gonna find Blitz. He's down to 16 points of health, though. But still, it's a 4v4. Hawk, can he find a second kill is the question. Destroyer's going to spot him out there, Dinko. And one by one, they're starting to fall. All 3 CDs, though, gathering up towards his A-bomb site. And Destroyer, oh, he hears Kaz. He hears Kaz. He knows where he is. And Kaz, in the smoke, somehow pulls off the great escape. It's still man advantage for Invictus.
Yeah, Invictus in a good spot right now. They just need to close it and not make too many mistakes. And Viva, oh no, runs right into the open. Destroy's got 1 kill back. Kaz on the Deagle, doing them dirty, and while Rope, you'll be looking for this kill, but it's Destroyer again, being the difference maker in such an important round for the team. Kaz, a latch of any player, and Flying is just too much to handle. He was an extra player. They just couldn't account for it. And that is going to be a 2-0 win from Invictus. You know, it wasn't the best performance from Invictus, but it was much better than what we've seen a lot of the time in the group stages. So 2-0 win nonetheless. They get it over the line. A few mistakes here and there, of course, from the Invictus team. But nonetheless, 2-0. It's not a result you guys predicted. I thought a 2-1 from Invictus. I thought they'd be able to edge it out, but no, none of us predicted a 2-0 coming into today. And maybe Tom, maybe Mitch, this is a bit of an underperformance, a little bit of a shaky play style from Checkmate coming into the playoffs.
Yeah, I guess like it's not too much of a surprise when we look at how the first map went. I think we all expected this map to go the way of Invictus. It is just a shock that we ended up in a position where Checkmate have looked relatively flat in that first map compared to what we expected of them, compared to the heads that they've taken and they were given access towards the end. Now, in this one here, I guess it's kind of just more of the same, right? The first half of Inferno was Bottle dominating in a lot of these duels. He comes through, he does it yet again. You look to Viva, the consistency is definitely there. And I do wonder for Checkmate, you know, if this team doesn't end up picking up Techno, I would be beyond surprised. Like, it would be an unbelievable mistake for me if they don't manage to pick him up. And if they don't, hell, that's a great opportunity for anybody else. I think he's had his pretty amazing debut.
Yeah, he has. And Tom, one thing is Invictus. They did get punished for so many mistakes, but I feel like they got away with too many rounds, which they really shouldn't have won, right? Too many BS rounds, as we like to call it. That's a technical term for it, obviously. And unfortunately for Checkmate, yeah, they just don't have the star power, I guess, when it comes to, you know, pulling off these sort of rounds, which Invictus, they seem to do every time and time again. You have Viva, you have Bottle, you have everyone just stepping up and having these clutch moments, so to speak.
I genuinely believe that if Checkmate could fix their anti-ecos, they could be a top 4 team within the region. I think that this game, this map in particular, but the last one you could also argue it, I think they lost it off of that. Like, sure, they had a few rounds of their own where there were a couple of clutches going their way, but they lost so many stupid pistol rounds. And most of the time, it was like a player just peeking through a smoke, or like we saw with Destroyer, where they just can't even counter a man who just ran out of Palace and got 2 kills. Like, those are plays that you're not going to learn, I guess, if you're watching top tier opposition. You're not gonna, if you watch an Astralis, you're not gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember that one time where Zipix ran through a smoke and got, like, you're not gonna learn if you're watching someone like them. But that's not the region you're playing in, unfortunately. So I think I want this team to do really well, because I'd love to see them get to a European event, because I think they have the structure to actually, like, maybe do some damage and have a good match versus some of those teams. I do agree that at the moment, at least individually, I don't think they're quite as good. But then again, they're more explosive players. Like Blitz, for example, didn't show up throughout this whole series, really. Like Hawk had some very quiet starts to matches, and I think, as said, ultimately, if they manage to win most of the anti-ecos that they played, I think they win that map. Like, it's unfortunate because that's Invictus, that's them in the nutshell. We've talked about them before and spoken about how Viva could just win any round with the Deagle, and he had probably the best series we've seen from him throughout this whole tournament. Like, he hasn't had a clean 2 maps, I feel, pretty much throughout the whole event. So if he's going to show up, he's going to win you a lot of pistol rounds. That's going to make it very easy for Invictus to win.
Indeed it will. And we do have, of course, the updated brackets, or take a look at the brackets as how it will be playing out for the duration of this tournament, where we have, of course, Invictus 2-0ing Checkmate. It is the opening game, and if you're a Checkmate fan, not to be afraid. We still have a game which is going to be played later on. And I could be wrong here. Wait, are they knocked out already?
No, they're in the lower bracket. You see a 5th place decider, so they can't. They'll be in the 5th place BO3, but they won't not out of the tournament, but they'll be playing.
But they are out of the running of making it from it towards
they can't make it
the placings. That's so unfortunate, man. I want to see more from Checkmate, but it does also go to show that even though it's a double elimination bracket, it's a lot on the line. So Tiger is going to be facing Bren next. Now, we know Tiger have looked good recently, Mitch, but at the same time, Bren, they are an unknown quantity. And imagine a world where Tiger gets knocked out and have to play their countrymen for a 5th, 6th place decider. That would be a scary proposition for Urkas and his men.
I mean, Tiger just played D13 and lost 2-1. There is no reason that they cannot lose to Bren, a team who have just played D13 and won 2-1. I think that they're under serious threat because recently the form Tiger have been on has been questionable at the best of times. So I really think that in this series, I'm hoping that it's this magic of the playoffs, right? Sometimes we see teams come through and all of a sudden they're able to deliver a far better performance than what we've seen before. I'm hoping that's what we're going to have come through here, because if they're not delivering a better performance than the group stages, I don't think it's going to look too pretty.
Making the final. That's all I'm saying.
Making the final. All right, cool. How much you putting on that, Dinko?
None at all, because I don't bet on the games that I'm working on, Mitch.
Just me and you.
Oh, but you bet on other games. Aha.
No.
Gotcha. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be going for a little bit of a longer break right now, but coming up next, it is going to be Tiger facing off against Bren. Winner moves on to face Vici. Loser, unfortunately, will have to just play for the 5th, 6th placing playoffs against Checkmate later on. But that is coming up after a break, so don't go anywhere.
Coming up next.